I've had residual checks that are $1.32.
I got one for 3 cents the other day.
Yeah, but I've also got residual checks to be $175,000 when I didn't respect it. $200,000, $40,000, $50,000. But then I get a movie that I was cut out of, and the check be 9 times more. Like, for example.
Wait a minute, really?
When I tell you, like, for example.
I got cut out of a movie and I don't get no residuals from that.
You ready for this? But take like something like Players Club. It was, hey, it's a hood classic, but it was a real movie. Right. Got some good money. But I got cut out of Castaway. One of the biggest movies of all time. You know how crushed I was when I got cut 2 weeks before the premiere? I'm up here. I started a website with me, Helen Hunt, and Tom Hanks.
And a volleyball.
And Wilson. No, I was the fleet manager at FedEx before the plane took off. Wow. I thought my life was going to change. Man. No more black movies for me. I got cut out the movie. But long story short,
the check was
biggest residuals I've ever had in my life. And I'm not even going to talk about that one. I would have loved to be in the movie, dude.
Same here.
I got a suit made for the premiere. Okay? Not only that, but I would have been looked at different. Now when I'm at these country clubs, these white countries, they would have been known who Alex Thomas was. It just was more of the black things, not knocking the black things. God bless him with that. My family was able to eat, and it was great notoriety for me. But that white money, that Castaway movie, I could be like, I don't got to work again.
First of all, welcome to another episode of Killin' It. We're your host, Justin Hyers.
London Brown. BT Kingsley.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hey, man.
Read the hard way.
Hey, man.
I like the way y'all just started. You didn't say, are y'all ready? You didn't do a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're like, hey, y'all good? Okay, so look.
They're the government, man. Their mics are on. Mics are already on.
Man, we wanted to have an epic episode. I was like, how can we have an epic episode?
Well, you called Alex the right person.
Alex Thomas.
And you threw Guy T on it, so don't tell me you're a part of the show too, damn it. I'm thinking, are you a part of that? I'm like, I thought, okay.
Oh, man.
The Phat Tuesday podcast is coming later.
Straight up, it should. God, man, that'd be a fire podcast. Yeah. Man, 2 of the funniest comedians in the game. I've been watching y'all. I'm gonna make y'all feel a little old, but I mean this sincerely. I've been watching y'all since I was a kid. You know,
when you was dark skinned.
When I was dark skinned.
He was a little bit darker when he was younger. No beard, no hair. No hair. With short hair.
Next thing I thought you were gonna say, yeah. My mama came home from marching with Martin Luther King. And went to your show the night before. Yeah, you just really making it sound old.
That's hilarious. Right after my mom hooked up with Jesse. Right. Man, y'all look.
That's believable.
I mean, you never know. Y'all look younger and younger too, though. Y'all look great. I don't know how old y'all are.
Good black don't crack.
Hey, man,
everybody in Hollywood is 36.
That's right.
Forever.
Actually, Alex has been to Epstein Island. And
okay.
So is this where we going with this?
Off the top.
It's a mindset and a mind frame, because it's crazy. I see dudes that I went to high school with, or dudes that, girls too. And it's like, I know we're close in age, but dude, you look 25 years older than me. You know what it was too? We were talking about this off camera, but I remember the guys and the girls that at a young age were going hard with the drugs and the alcohol, and you would always hear about it's going to eventually catch up to you.
You can see it.
I see cats that like, I remember when you smoked your first blunt in 9th grade. Wow. You look 99 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it does catch up to you.
Absolutely.
Hey, I just want to say, I'm working on the, you know what I'm saying?
I see it.
I want to test out some merch,
Killing it.
We gonna start.
Always be branding.
Always
be, you see my hat.
Phat Tuesdays.
Come on, man.
You see that? That's what we work on.
South Central Country Club. Come on, man.
That's what we work on.
Hey, you know what I look at it?
Yeah.
There's a word for that.
What is it?
Yeah, see? Hey, man, nobody's going to believe in you more than you.
That's a fact.
And I know we're in a Hollywood business where we hire people for that. We hire for people, but until then, in the meantime, in between time, you're a walking billboard.
And they don't put the marketing into African Americans as they do other people.
Oh, I learned that with Rush Hour.
Yeah.
I'll tell you quick, Rush Hour. When I did Rush Hour, see, I was able to see marketing dollars like firsthand, because I did Rush Hour, then I did MacGyver back to back.
Right.
When I did Rush Hour, they had 0 billboards up in Los Angeles.
Wow.
0. Zero. I said, I would hit up my manager. I said, yo, like, they don't have any billboards for Rush Hour. She talked to the head of the network. I'm not going to say the network. Do your research. They tell you only because I'm talking shit about them right now. She talked to the marketing people at the network, and they said, oh, well, no, we use the same dollars for Rush Hour that we use for everybody else. Okay. Rush Hour get canceled. MacGyver comes on the same year, so technically I had 2 shows on at the same time. Actually, at one point, bruh, MacGyver billboards were everywhere in Los Angeles. I'm talking about on Hollywood and Highland, man. That large vertical billboard, MacGyver, and so that let me know. And I wonder what was the difference between me and MacGyver. Like, what's the difference? Complexion. I mean, it just is what it is.
I got one of that years ago, man, when Soul Plane came out. I don't care what nobody say. Soul Plane is one of my favorite movies.
Oh, that's a classic.
I wasn't in it. I was hood classic. I didn't get it, but it's still one of my favorite movies.
I know all about the hood classics. So
and when Soul Plane was coming out, you know, it was another movie coming out called Introducing Ted Hamilton, or some white movie, right? And you saw them billboards and ads everywhere. And then when you saw Soul Plane, it's like they were pumping more of the bigger names in there than Kevin. At the time, Kevin Hart was coming up. I'm like, you have an opportunity to put that money into making him the face of it, right? And build this young black star that's coming up. But and they didn't do it. I was frustrated by it. Like you would think I was in the movie, but I wasn't. But I'm like, yo, and that's when I saw a clear choice, like the difference in how they do, you know,
the urban projects versus the so-called mainstream. And you always hear stuff like they're setting them up to fail.
Oh yeah.
But you don't want to believe that until you're either a part of it or you go, wow. So if we always say kind of Hollywood, for example, if Lorenz Tate was Ben Affleck, right? You know what I mean? Absolutely. If you know certain guys, they really put more into that dude than they did because they were equal. They had the chances, but the projects that particular guy was a part of, man, they really put into that promotion and advertising. Whereas ours is like, if it doesn't go, if it doesn't blow, it's just another urban film, and we'll just hurry up and put it on DVD or back in the day. Or put
I heard
it on
something
cable.
about that recently. Raphael Sadiq said that was a situation for neo soul. He said neo soul isn't a thing. He said that the executives used to use the term for basically artists,
a genre.
It was like they made R&B music that they didn't want to put budget into. It was like on tops they might do 500,000, maybe $1 million if they're really good, but don't put no money here. So like the neo soul artists hate that term.
They do.
Wow.
They do. Because actually what it was doing, it was
it's
like,
disrespectful.
We'll let that simmer. We're going to push. I got to use names just to like make my point to you guys. I'm going to just name 3 neo artists, the neo soul artists. Let's say Music Soul Child. Let's say Rest in Peace D'Angelo. Let's say a cat like Bilal.
Bilal. Jennings, Life Jennings.
Yeah. People that black people like. It was incredible music, but unfortunately, those brothers weren't Beyonce, Usher, Luther Vandross. It's almost like the record label's way of going, they're R&B.
Not even Luther. Luther they didn't really put a lot into. It took a while.
But that's why I used his name.
Right.
That's why I used his name. My point is, they were lost on, well, it's R&B, but it's not. No, it is R&B. It's just not, I hate to use the word, it's not pop R&B, or it's not just because that guy there, I guess in today's terms, just because BT doesn't have 13 million followers, and you're as talented, if not more talented, but you only have 5 million followers, they're gonna push him. Why are they gonna push him? Because he can fall under the pop. He could fall under maybe selling 11 million albums before you sell 2 million. And it's messed up because it makes it look like he's less than, or no, it's just 2 different styles of R&B. They're both incredible. Trust me, that star respects you because he wishes he had all your talent, but then you go, damn, I wish I had 11 million followers.
But it's not to say, I want to rhyme like common sense.
But it's not to say his music ain't dope.
Right.
It's not to say, dude, I've been to his concert. I don't care how many followers he has.
Right.
That nigga is so much more talented than such and such, such and such and such. But since he didn't fall in the so-called lane, or like you said, we don't know where to put him, that doesn't mean he's not incredibly talented.
Right. Oh, we going, baby. You got to do intros.
I know, right? Hey, man.
Did that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. No. We ain't introduced y'all yet.
Oh, damn, we did a whole hour.
You know, we good.
My name is Alex Thomas.
No, I got you. Man, we got two of the funniest comedians in the game, man. Wow. I'm talking about, I thought I wrote it. I know y'all credits. I thought I wrote it down here, but I already know y'all
credits. We've been
credits.
on shows with you before.
They both been, wait a minute. Forget all of that. They've been on, first of all, both been on Martin, the TV series. We go get to that. American History X. Wait a minute. What
Players Club?
Players Club. Oh, Players
Life.
Club. Life.
Jamie Foxx Show.
Jamie Foxx Show.
Yeah.
I had it wrote down on my other paper.
It's the same movie.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Don't be a menace.
Tripping. Don't be a menace. Man, give it up for the one and only Guy Torry and Alex Thomas, y'all.
Yeah, baby.
Still
we out here.
Thanks for having us.
We rocking.
Still here, man.
It's still, I always say it's, hey man, we still fly, fresh, and relevant.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I can't even tell you, and I know he can back me up on this. I'm gonna look at you when I say it. How many cats did we start out with, guy? That are two things: nowhere to be found, or just nothing else to say.
Right.
What do you got? What do you feel? What do you feel has been able to sustain y'all for this long?
You know what? Me personally.
I mean, because to be honest, not to cut you off, but as you mentioned, like, because people at home who don't know, there's always like it's like high school where you join high school with your class, and as you continue to ascend, you start to see everybody not graduating.
Right.
Exactly.
And because what I realized even too when we were talking about earlier, I think before we started rolling, was how you see people from high school. They don't look the same.
Right.
And, because everybody, when we all come in, everybody's freshmen. But what do you guys feel has allowed you to kind of graduate and move graduate rather?
And before you answer that, I want to say that. Shout out to the guys and women who didn't make it.
Absolutely.
Along.
No hard
We never
feelings
know what
again.
went on in their lives that got in the way.
For sure.
Life got in the way with a lot of people.
Especially for the women, because unfortunately, doing my research for Phat Tuesdays, and a lot of the women stopped doing comedy because of the sexual harassment. And there were some funny, talented women. They got tired of getting approached for stage time to give up whatever. So a lot of them stopped because of that. It wasn't that they weren't funny. They got tired of the harassment. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, but you know what it is, man? Me personally, I kept my ear and eyes to the streets. Not for any particular reason. That's really me.
Yeah.
I'm a real straight up LA dude. Way before I got in the entertainment business, that was just me as a person. Right. So a lot of guys, I've heard dudes that I'll run into in an airport, or they'd be like, man, I stopped 10, 15 years, man. What kept you still going? I didn't have nothing else to say. I'm like, well, I got a lot to say, because I've always been that dude that was, I could speak on the older stuff. I could speak on the younger stuff. Like, my crowds are weird. When I go sell out around the country, I literally have parents and their kids come to the show. But when I say their kids, I mean the kids are like, 25 now. 25. But the dad will remember a movie that I did in the early 90s.
Right.
But the kid will be like, yo, he did one of the funniest sketches I've ever seen on Instagram.
Right.
Oh, I saw a funny story on a podcast. Like, words that the older people weren't even using. That was my way of staying relevant. It's almost like I have a saying: get with the times or get left behind. I had to pivot. I saw what was going on with social media.
Evolve or die.
Yeah, and the Instagram cats.
I was gonna ask y'all about that. Like, how are y'all feeling about navigating this new world with social media? Like, coming from stand-up.
Let me go back to what he was saying, basically about staying relevant. It's like comedy chose us. We didn't choose comedy, and I think the people who, when comedy chooses you, you stay in there long enough.
Right.
When you choose comedy and you try to do it, it ain't natural, and you can only pretend for so long.
Yeah.
But
you eventually have to know the answers to the test.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You can only see for so long. You eventually got to know.
It's a
the
gift.
answers.
Yeah. And it's a gift that we're given when we were born. And once you find out your gift and you find out the assignment, then you go forward. It's easy after that. But if you have, I tell anybody, if you got a job and you hate it, that wasn't your purpose. get out that job, and whatever your gift is, that's where you need to be. So
it's killing you. Literally, you know, being at that job is taking a lot out of you. It's spilling over into your relationship, spilling over into your kids. You at home miserable every day.
Miserable, because that's not what you're supposed to be doing in the first damn place.
I almost got to use sports, for example. I use sports as an example.
All
the time. I'm such a sports fanatic. I pertain sports to what we do. It's almost like you hear about, it's the most cliche thing on the planet. You know, you always hear the cream rises to the top.
Yeah.
Only the strong survive. You know, if you really love something. But it's really true. Guy, I think a lot of cats, this is just one of the reasons. I'm not giving you all the reasons. I think why a lot of people either fell off or said never mind to this, a few things. They didn't have that will, that determination to take the bumps, the bruises, the a million no's, the nights the jokes didn't work, the nights the chicks didn't want to get with you, when you tried to go out for a movie and you didn't get. There are so many speed bumps and loopholes in this business. It truly comes down to only the strong survive. And if you're one of those dudes that truly loves this shit, again, back to sports, man, you are really, you're gonna excel. How many times do you hear, I mean, just like two sports examples. Baseball. The guys that strike out the most, you know, a lot of people don't know. I mean, the guys that hit the most home runs strike out the most.
Yeah.
The dudes that score the most in basketball, they shoot the most. Why? Because they're always shooting. They're always going for the big picture. Like, you can't be afraid to fail. And I think, hey man, I'd be lying to you through my teeth if I said I didn't fail. I failed so many times, but I had to tell myself literally, dog, you came too far to give up.
This time I set myself up to fail so I can win.
What you mean? As a test to yourself?
Yeah, to see how big. If I think I'm all who I think I am and how big my balls are, I'm gonna put myself in a situation to where, prove it.
We'll be an example of that.
First time I did that, honestly, was when I was, and this is no disrespect for this gentleman. He's a good friend of mine, and he'll understand. And this is no diss,
so
right?
Like
no
you're
dirt.
About to say his name.
But I'm gonna say his name. Yeah, but there was a comic a guy who was an actor, big actor, on his bruh man, Reginald Battle.
Oh, yeah.
He was just starting to do stand up. He was already big from the show Martin, right? And we were booked on a show in Philly, and he was the headliner. And I was going on before him, but I'd already been doing, stand up for a minute, right? And I was like, man, I said, I knew where he was in stand up at that time, and I know my energy and my fire, right? And I knew it probably wasn't going to be nice when he came on stage because he was new,
right?
But he had the bigger name.
Yeah.
And I said, and as a friend, I said, hey man, let me go on after you. Now I'm not one of these comics that need to close the show. I ain't that dude. I'll go on first. I don't care. But I'm like, let me go on after you, man. I want to see if I can follow somebody with a bigger name.
Was this a night he was booked somewhere?
Yeah.
But you were new, so you didn't realize
he was newer. He was newer.
Anyway.
Right. I was just, following my spirit, and I was like, let me go on before you.
Because you don't ask that.
Right.
You don't.
I know you don't.
Like meaning you didn't know any better.
I knew better. No, I knew better. No, I knew better.
He just didn't care.
No, I did care. The thing about it was,
he said he was. He looking out for bruh man. That's how he said it.
Oh, like trying to be nice, like bruh, you can't follow.
Yeah, that's
but not
Alex, if you doing a show with an Instagram comic and then say, hey bro, I should probably close.
Yeah. Right.
So that's what he was trying to do.
Because I care about the entire show.
Right.
But also testing your skills.
And at the same time, I was like, man,
you could have failed.
I wasn't gonna fail.
No, but you. I get you, and I love your confidence. But it goes back to what you said. I put myself in position.
Not confidence is being spiritually bold, but it is.
You got it.
What's up, everybody? Appreciate you tuning in to Killin' It. Make sure you hit that subscribe button right now.
So what it was is like, when they introduced him, through the roof. Like through the roof,
right.
like,
because he's who they came to see.
Yeah. And then when they introduced me, it was nice, but it wasn't that.
Right.
And those things, I'm like, okay, and let me roll up my sleeves. And
so hold on, who went up first on this show?
It was a host. I can't remember who else was on the show.
Like a local.
James. His name was James.
It was somebody and then me and then brother.
Okay, so that was
I switched.
So you did switch. So he allowed you to switch.
Yeah, he said yeah.
Okay. He knew what it was.
Because he knew he was new. It wasn't that he wasn't funny because he's hella funny.
Had he seen your act before?
Yeah,
so he knew you were strong.
Yeah.
And okay.
Yeah. So he was
I didn't realize how new it was.
I said keep the same money. You can do the same time. I said I just want to see if I how big my balls are. Right, and I don't do that often because it's disrespectful.
You wanted to be, you wanted to be T.I. the Godfrey. That's what you wanted. That's what you were doing. You're like, I'm going to go on after the headliner.
But no, that was different, though, because Godfrey was the seasoned one, and T.I. was the new guy.
Oh, okay.
Completely different.
Touche.
Right. So T.I. had a bigger name as an act, but not as a comedian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a difference.
Right.
So in that same vein.
Hold on, but you did
can sell 10 million albums, but not have 10 minutes of material.
That's a fact. I will say, in case T.I. see this, the Negro's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I've seen him before.
Wait, real quick. I talked to you yesterday. We played golf yesterday.
Okay.
And Chris called him on FaceTime. So it was me, Marlon Wayans. Chris Spencer, me, Anthony Anderson. Yeah.
I've been trying to teach him that.
We're so used to, we go home.
I'm like, Chris who?
Right. So yesterday.
And you're known for the name dropper. Person.
But the difference is I have the receipts and they're really
no,
my
you
friends.
do. You do.
It's different when you're name dropping and
you don't know.
That nigga doesn't know you. You don't have his number and he doesn't have your number.
We met him one time.
Yeah. It's different with me. We were just playing golf.
So me and Bama.
Right. It's me, Luther, Reggie. But Chris just called him on FaceTime. It was me, Anthony Anderson, and Marlon, and he was like, "What's up, man?" We were just talking about all the craziness. Wayans. Okay. We were just talking about the craziness that's going on with him and 50 and all that, but that you just brought it up. And by you saying that and me saying what I'm saying, I was backing us both up. We just talking. We talking comedy.
Right.
And there's no disrespect. What it is he stepped into a new world and a new genre.
Yeah, I respect that.
Which was, he's not a comedian, but he attempted it. And I appreciate that.
I tell you what, T.I. gonna be on your ass, nigga. No, on your ass, nigga.
No, it'd be different if I was talking shit.
No, I'm joking.
But honestly, that's why he respects cats like me, Chris, Godfrey, guys that he knows that are really true comedy assassins.
Right. Yeah.
So it'd be different if I was a hating ass dude.
I applaud him for getting on stage and trying, because I have a problem with him doing stand-up.
Yeah.
It's entertainment.
Me
That's
neither.
like actors getting mad at us for comedians coming into movies or TV or radio get mad at us because we go into a radio spot. It's all entertainment. Yeah. Why not? You live once. Try everything you can. Throw shit against.
I mean, Tip's always been funny. He was like, if you saw
him
on
yeah, exactly.
He figured it out, man. Like you said,
we was there that night. You was there that night.
I was there that night.
We was rocking.
We was all at the comedy
But what happens is this. I'm
gonna
just keep it 1,000% with you guys. What happens is every dude in our business, they got homies that they hang around, right?
Right.
And a lot of times in your clique, you got back to that was funny. You should be a comedian. Right? Let me talk. You be funny. What happens is a lot of them don't understand there is truly an art form to what we do. Every hood, every city, every block, every porch, there's a homie that had everybody laughing in the neighborhood. We understand a lot of us comedians came from that. But the truth comes out. When the mic gets up, you're next. Go make 300 strangers laugh.
Strangers.
The key word is strangers. So what happens is, T.I., he found that out. But what he did was he surrounded himself around a bunch of funny people that know it.
He kept working
better.
too.
He got better. And I saw him in the hole in the walls, in the small spots working out. So that let me know he was taking it serious. So shout out to T.I.
But sometimes your homie will tell you, man, you should go do stand-up, and they really setting you up.
They don't like it.
Yeah, they don't like it.
They want to see you crash and burn on that stage.
You went triple platinum on that last album, but you gonna bomb tonight, nigga.
Wait a minute. So hold on, before we get to your question. I just want to cap the story. Yeah. You went up after bruh, man. Yeah. Did you killed? Is what you're saying?
I never say that, but yeah.
Okay. There you go. All right.
I never use words like I killed.
And they called you back to be the headliner?
I went back a couple of times.
There you go.
Okay. So setting yourself up to challenge yourself in a way where you might fail. Mm-hmm. You guys could both speak to this because you guys have both done this. But I want to make some specific energy for creating. How important is it for creating a room as a comic and having a room for yourself? And what did you see from the legendary room that we know as Phat Tuesdays? Mm-hmm. Like, how did that shape things for you going forward? Especially at that time where shit was hot.
As far as why I created the room, or
yes. So what went into the logic of I need to start a room?
You know what's funny? It all starts off as a kid, to be honest, and I didn't realize this until I was doing an interview for the documentary. This white reporter asked me, "Who told you to start Phat Tuesdays?" And I got offended, and I was like, "Nobody." And then what popped in my head was my dad, growing up, always saying, be proactive. Don't wait to be told to do something. If you see something need done, go ahead and do it. So hyper to me moving to LA in '92, and I heard about the Comedy Act Theater in South Central from my brother Joe Torry, about Robin Harris and Martin and
Chris and all them, yeah.
Michael Jordan and Mike Tyson, all in the audience. I heard about that, right? So when I got to LA in '92 after the riots, the Comedy Act Theater was none of that. There was black celebrities weren't coming down there anymore. The industry wasn't coming down there anymore.
The beginning.
Right. So I saw no representation. So by the time '95 came, I had a movie credit on my belt and an agent manager, and I saw a lot of cats not getting a look. So I was like, man, there's a lot of talent down here. Let me go open up a room in Hollywood where they'll come see them. Let me take the hood to Hollywood,
right,
and showcase the Dan and Greens. And there's no disrespect to Dan and Greens and those comics.
The list goes on and those.
The list goes on and on. Right. Because you had already been on, and Jared Heath had already been on.
I'm about to tell mine right after you tell yours. I'm letting you finish.
Let's go.
Because I was 3 years before him. Yeah. So I can tell you the story of when there was no black room at the Comedy Store to what he took it to.
Okay, boom.
So that's what made me go create Phat Tuesdays, because one, I wanted a room to work out in.
Yeah.
Two, when I got to LA, a lot of white people made you feel like if you weren't at the Comedy Store, Improv, Laugh Factory, you weren't a real comic. And I hated that feeling. And I wanted to create some opportunities for other brothers and sisters to get looked at by Hollywood. So that was my night to showcase and use it as a platform. And that was the whole energy behind that. It was never about me.
First of all, congratulations. It was great what you did. I was the small class of young black comics that were paid regulars
at the Comedy Store.
In the Comedy Store.
Who was part of that class?
Explain that.
Huh?
Who was part of that class?
Explain what paid regular is.
I'm explaining that.
Yeah.
London. But I'm gonna give you the.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna try to give it the slowest. as fast as possible.
Right. Cliff notes.
So the three juggernauts in this city was the Laugh Factory, the Comedy Store, the Improv.
Still is, yeah.
You're right, still is.
Yeah.
They're the ones still standing. They're the ones that get the respect in the business and blah, blah, blah. But when I started, there was beef with three different owners. Bud Freeman, the owner of the Improv. Jamie Masada, owner of the Laugh Factory. Mitzi Shore. All three of them hated
Comedy Store.
Comedy Store.
All three of them hated each other, right? They literally would say, if you're headlining at the Laugh Factory, you cannot come over here and headline at the Improv. But Freeman was like, if you are working at the Improv or at the Laugh Factory, you cannot come over here to the Improv. It was really beef like that. But what happened was, me and a few of my homies, me, Daryl Heath, Chris Tucker, since we really didn't have credits yet, and really no one knew our name, we were able to fly under the radar and become paid regulars at all three at the same time.
I didn't know that.
With no other young black comics, because you either a brand new dude in this hip hop generation, or you were a star. There was like no in between. So stars, literally, if Damon Wayans went up or Martin would go up at the Comedy Store, Jamie Masada would say, you can't go up here. You know, and Eddie Griffin was a Comedy Store comedian. He never, maybe when he 20 years down, but at that time, he couldn't do both, all three. To this day, 33 years later, I am still a paid regular at all three. I was able to roll kind of like under the radar for all the years, but then again, it's slow. As they got older, it became like there'd be nights with me, Joe Rogan, and Chris D'Elia, whatever, but we do all three in the same night. But in the early 90s, it was literally one or the other, because the owners, you still wanted to get a check.
Right.
You look like you had a question.
No, I'm right with you.
Okay, so as far as Guy T goes, right? I was happy when he did what he did, because as a young black comic that was working both rooms, I was that dude that I'd be at the Comedy Act Theater in a room full of gangsters and killers and all that kind, and literally hop on the bus and go to a complete white room at all 3 in one night. I literally would do 3 spots in one night. Laugh Factory, Comedy Store, Improv with no car.
Wow.
Literally getting a check from all 3. But my thing was I hated I gotta go to the hood to be around black people. Yeah. So when he started Phat Tuesday, what was great for us paid regulars were like, we got a black night like at our house.
He was a regular.
I want to let everybody know paid regular back then was $12. Okay.
Yeah, it was like $25.
Okay, $25.
But obviously
it's like that now.
It's still not.
I know.
Not far from it, but I don't even think I ever told you this, guy. So when you would see me going and ripping your room in the main room, I was
and the belly room. You ripped the belly room too, 'cause that's where I started.
I was just about to say that. But in the same night.
Oh, got it.
It's the story people didn't know. So when he had Phat Tuesday, when it was at its most popping,
sure.
every superstar on the planet in there, I would get off and literally, let's say I got off at 9:45.
Right.
My 9:50 spot's in the OR room. And after the OR room, I have a 10:15 upstairs in the belly room. So I would get 3 workouts in one night. I would go from the all black room to 2 lily white, Snow White rooms. But as a comedian, it's like I got all I can get in one night. Yeah. So that's why I was always able to do both rooms.
That's some New York.
So let me tag on that. So first of all, the Comedy Store was the comedy club out of the 3 that took the misfits. Like the Improv and them was buttoned up. They were like really suit tie type of comedy. The improvisation.
You could be a complete weirdo with a crack habit and get a spot at the Comedy Store.
At the Comedy Store,
that's how Mitzi was.
They took all the misfits.
He said it's still like that.
Like the Yakov Smirnovs and the weird what is it, Andy Kaufman. They took that because even white, if you were that goofball type of comic, you couldn't perform at the Improv.
But I'm gonna get in real detail with them.
And I want to say one thing too. To explain what he said, the stuff, the OR is the original room. So the Comedy Store has 3 rooms.
Right.
They have the original room, which is the very first room. It holds like 200 people.
Right.
They have the belly room, which was originally created for female comics, and Mitzi wanted them to have a spot to open up. That's where I started. It's upstairs. It holds like 90 people. And then the main room is a 400 seater. That's the big room.
The stars.
So when you say he's hopping from room to room, it's within the same club. I think it was probably the first club that had multiple rooms like that. Exactly. Now a lot of them have it.
But going back to the misfit and the weird feeling out of the 3, this is what we always said. The Comedy Store, I'm gonna tell you what I personally used all 3. I had functions for all 3 rooms. The function was the Comedy Store was I thought of a joke today. I don't know if this shit's gonna work. Right. It might offend people, and nobody gives a fuck.
That's so funny.
I would try that at the Comedy Store. Something about that super black room. You felt like you were in a tunnel by yourself. If it worked, it worked. If it didn't,
black in color, not in people.
Black as an aesthetic.
Painted black.
You literally felt like you were in a closet telling jokes. You don't know who's listening.
Or dark room.
Yeah, dark room. You could barely see the front row. It was where you really got stuff on its heels.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The Laugh Factory was my place to get corporate. It always had mixed rooms. To this day, Chocolate Sunday, even though it's black, it's just something about you were Armenians, black, whites. It was always a mixed room. And then the Improv was always the showcase room. The Improv was the room ABC might be here. Yes. NBC might be here tonight. That might be 3 agents in the front row.
You did the set.
You did a set, right. You did a set.
Right.
The real set,
and you would really feel it. Like you'd be like, oh my God. You almost felt like you had to dress different at the Improv.
That's so funny. I told somebody that like maybe 3 days ago, without even knowing what it was like, I was like, it feels like comedy is this industry and this beautiful art form. The Laugh Factory feels like, everybody, come look at this comedy. The lights are really bright. The ceilings are really high. The aesthetic, it's like dun 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 comedy. Like the Improv feels industrial. It feels like comedy as an industry. Perfect. This one doesn't feel too much different than Cleveland, which don't feel too much different than Hollywood. It's like when you in an Improv, it feels like a.
But I will say this.
And then the store feels like the dark resets of a comic's brain.
You just said
it's same shit. But I didn't even know that. I just feel it. You can feel it.
They used to do cocaine of the glass table that's in the green room or the main room. From prior to what's some
now Michelle got candy in there. What the fuck are you doing?
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams.
What we used to always say was the Comedy Store was the Yankee Stadium. for comedy.
Wow.
Again, you hear me use the sports terms. It's like, yeah, there's 1 billion baseball parks in the world, but there's nothing big. You feel like you ain't made it until you got played in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, MSG or like Rucker,
And that's why, again, I know I'm all over the place, but I was proud and I was happy it's something else you did. Some people get upset with this, but I wasn't mad, and I didn't ever hate, and I never got to tell you straightforward, right? So just give me the answer real quick. What year was it, a few years ago back, that you did something big with all these comedians got their names on the wall? Just give me a year.
That was Phat Tuesdays.
Ron G, like everybody got their names.
That's Phat Tuesdays.
Yeah, but what year was that?
That was 20. Well, we shot in 2021. It came out in 2022.
So that year when I saw every black comic. That's when all the names went up.
Yeah.
22.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's my thing, and this is just honest, come from the bottom of my heart. But I've never been able to express this outside of like just friends.
I know it's coming.
No. One thing great that you did too, not only did you allow black comics that would have never been able to get in here if it hadn't been for Phat Tuesday, right? So that's a compliment. At one time, to get your name on the wall, you had to be let me just get it out.
No, I'm not saying anything. I ain't saying nothing.
Because you were a Comedy Store comic. So I'm not
My name was already on the wall.
Yeah, I'm not talking about you.
My name was already on the wall.
Right. So I'm not talking about you. What I'm saying is, there was a time where you had to be a Comedy Store comedian to get your name on that wall.
Right.
Right? So I was very proud because before all you guys, my name went on maybe 10 years before you guys, right? And I was happy for that. But when all these peoples went up there, I personally was like, that dude was never a Comedy Store. I'm not saying names. That guy was never, all of a sudden there was all these people. But things had changed since the George Floyd thing. And I feel like that it opened up doors for these white people that run, that establishment. How's this looking now? That so many black comics that have contributed, that weren't a part of our team, got on the wall. So I'm not knocking them.
No,
I'm just saying
it's completely valid.
Because you used to have to be a comedian that played the Comedy Store.
And I'm explaining that.
There's stars. There is stars that we all know that they got big in comedy, but their name went up on the wall. But they never were comedians at the Comedy Store. I've been there 32 years. That dude never really, unless it was a showcase, he maybe did a guest spot at guys, but he wasn't a Comedy Store comedian. So that's why I was happy. Unfortunately, what happened with George Floyd, things opened, and there's a whole wall of brothers on the wall.
Everything you said is valid, very valid, and very right. Right. But that's why I did it. Because I found out there were some names on that wall that weren't black. That weren't comedians
at the store
that got on the wall.
Oh,
that I didn't know. There's names on that wall that were not comedians.
I do, or did comedy, or did comedy for 2 weeks.
Oh, yes,
all week, and their
themselves comedians,
and their names were on the wall, and that's what I used to get those up. Now when it first
so you were an advocate to make that
like this guy's a huge star, and this guy just
that was not the original ending of the and I don't want to ruin for people who didn't see it. That wasn't the original ending of
go watch
the
Phat Tuesday doc.
Amazing documentary.
Ending was different. What happened was,
and the only reason I wasn't on it because I was out of town. So.
Yes, we reached out to him.
Everybody hit me like, dude, you were one of the OGs that you were there before. How are you not on it?
I called him and did a pre-interview.
But I was working.
And yeah. So and it was during COVID too. So we didn't get a lot of people in there because we shot during COVID. Everything in LA was shut down.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people didn't want to come out because they felt scared. Right. We also had a cap on LA County had a cap on how many people we can have on set a day. But also Amazon, who paid for it, had a cap on how many people we had to have in it. You know what I'm saying? We had a cap. So we had a lot of stuff we were fighting, but it was a lot of good that came out of that too. Mm-hmm. Anyway, back to. The original ending was not supposed to be the names on the wall. The original ending was something else. It's just the fact that when we were interviewing, a lot of comedians started expressing the importance of their name on the wall, if they had it or didn't have it. And I heard them, and I was like, huh. I told Reggie Hudlin, great director who was asking the questions, who's directing it, I said, man, start asking them what's the significance of having their name on the wall. And when he started asking that question, the comments would get emotional if their name was or wasn't on the wall. And I was like, I said, I wonder if I can, get their names on the wall, because the Comedy Store said several times to me that if it wasn't for Phat Tuesdays, the Comedy Store would have been shut down.
As far as the money and the revenue,
they told me out of one of the owners' mouths,
said
if a lot of Fridays they wouldn't have made payroll had it not been for Phat Tuesdays.
Yeah, that's true.
So Phat Tuesdays was important to the Comedy Store. So my thing was, and my name was already on the wall. I wasn't trying to usually get my name on the wall. My name had been on the wall a few years, maybe after his, several years after his actually. But I said, if Phat Tuesdays was important to the Comedy Store, these comedians were important to Phat Tuesdays. And without these comedians, there'd be no Phat Tuesdays. It wouldn't be as successful as it was.
Right.
So they said, okay, well, let us think about it. And I said, well, give me a list of names. I thought of everybody that ever crossed that stage at Phat Tuesdays. I had
you just answered what I said earlier.
I had like 200 and something names. And it's like, whoa.
This Negro, that Negro.
Slow down, soldier.
Right. I wanted everybody on that. Everybody ever came through Phat Tuesdays.
Because there's some names we all know should not have been up there. But yeah.
Denzel, Bokeem Woodward.
If you ever were in the audience.
Right, Tupac.
Roddy Piper. Right. Name is on the wall, by the way.
Speaking of
he's definitely on the wall.
Speaking of Tupac.
Name is on the wall, by the way.
He's definitely on the wall.
Speaking of Tupac, that's how I met Tupac at Comedy Store.
Yeah, I met him before.
During amateur night, because his favorite comedian was Chris Tucker. Yeah. But there was no Chris Tucker without seeing Alex Thomas, because we were both literally we were both the dudes up. He's either before me, I'm after him, and we were two little young amateurs. But the night was so hot. Yeah. It was crazy to have an amateur night that people come to see, because amateur night or open mic, you don't get crowds.
Right.
Nobody here has a name.
Right.
None of us had credits, but it just was the popping night.
Let me button this up. So to answer your thing, that was one of the reasons why. And when I found out that my brother's name wasn't on the wall, who meant a lot to stand-up comedy.
Right. Absolutely.
When Cedric Entertainer doing his interview said, my name ain't on the wall, but I got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I'm like, how is that?
It feels crazy.
When Jay Phillips said to me, man, I just wanted to drive past sometimes with my kids and say, your dad's name on that wall. Yeah. So when I heard that and saw Marshall Wilfield's name wasn't on the wall.
Yeah.
D. Militant told me, when I called him and said, hey, man, I said, man, I was able to get your name on the wall. And he started like crying. Like welling up, I can hear it in his voice, because D. Militant, when I interviewed him, he told me he had auditioned for the Comedy Store and got passed, but Mitzi wanted him to change his name to Whoopsie Wooly. And he was like, what? He's like, no, she said, because you have woolly hair.
Long story,
and he said, no, I'm not.
Tell him the year. That had to be like 85.
Yeah, because he had a bushy afro.
Whoopsie,
and he said no.
Whoopsie.
So the fact that he said no
and put some and start tap dancing.
Right.
And the fact that he said no, his name never got on the wall. Yeah. So I called and told him. He welled up. Then when he came to our shooting, when we unveiled the wall, and I make sure they put Darryl D. Militant Littleton, not just D. Militant.
Right.
And he said, man, you said you got my whole name on there. And what that meant was he knew he was dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he didn't die. He died not too long after that.
Right. He knew he was dying. So when he got emotional, make me emotional now, he knew he was dying. And he was like, wow, my whole name.
Yeah.
Wow. That would have been hilarious. You would have put Whoopsie Wooly. Whoopsie Wooly.
And so that's why. So to answer your question, that's what happened. But I got that flag from a lot of people.
You have to back him up on the magnitude of what that wall means. Yeah, you're gonna get people. They'll be like, oh, what's the big deal? But in our field,
right.
Okay, it's like if you played pro baseball, the whole goal is one day possibly be in the Hall of Fame. You'll get a guy like, take somebody like Charles Barkley, who goes down as one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
Amount of rebound.
He just didn't get the ring, but he was respected amongst his peers.
Yeah.
And he still goes down as one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is this, and I'll make it quick. Whatever my credits were in life, TV shows, movies, animation, whatever, my kids, when they're older, they're going to be able to walk up there in that same where you see David Letterman, where you see Richard Pryor, where you see Red Fox, where you see Eddie Murphy, where you see, Dave Chappelle. Your daddy's name was right up there also.
On that name.
So it's like whatever I did in my life, hey man, in my field, I made it to the highest level.
And
not everybody's going to win the championship. Not everybody can be the dude to get $50 million a year. Sorry about that. No. But you're still going to be in the league.
I'm about to say you got a rotary phone.
He's 90s.
That's the old 90s.
So the shout out.
I got kids. The shit got to be loud.
Shout out to the Comedy Store too, because I had there was you know what the parking lot is, right? There was a space that's blank in the parking lot of the Comedy Store in the back that could have fit a lot of the names. But the Comedy Store, what they did, they chose to put it in front. On the main room on Sunset.
Right.
My name ain't even with the rest of them. My name is on the side. But the fact that they used that spot.
Yeah.
Is like, man, thank you.
You were revolutionary,
thank you.
brother.
No, it was my assignment. Thank you.
You really did. You were the George Floyd, the Martin Luther King of this getting people.
More like Bobby Seals. He would be Newton, man.
All right, man. We got to get into.
I'm sorry, man. We're getting too much talk. I forgot. Y'all have questions.
No, we got questions.
You got some questions for us?
We have hella questions.
I know. We got a bunch of questions, y'all.
You got two heads who love comedy talking on this.
We're gonna go to commercial first before we. Oh, it's not my show.
Man, we gotta get into y'all movie and TV film career, man, because you know everybody we have on here, a lot of them big on social media. They still working to get TV and film credits. Y'all have some legendary
social media credits.
Everybody wants
crazy house, vice versa.
Yeah, it is. I feel you. I want to get the Life, the movie Life. We got to get the Life. Okay.
We get to like it.
That's you.
Yeah. Okay.
No, we gotta get the movie.
I Have a Life. You were in the movie.
The movie Life, bruh.
Yeah.
Okay, with the movie Life, I gotta know, like, what's a memorable story from the movie Life? Or who was the funniest person on set? You know, like what? Give us something.
I mean, all those are easy. I mean, memorable moment is, and I say this all the time because it's very important. And you know, at first day on the set, Eddie made the set comfortable by telling the director to let all the comics go, let us freestyle, and that trust in somebody like Eddie Murphy, to have that trust in him for us to ad-lib and do everything was very important. And I say very important because it was a period piece. So when we ad-lib, I had really studied the period, the 30s and the 40s and when it took place. So you can't be ad-libbing, millennial shit in a movie that took place back then.
You can't say holla back.
Right, exactly. Even down.
This is lit.
Right.
In 1840.
Even down to the handshake. We was doing the baseball scene.
Right.
We was doing the baseball scene, and two of the I don't like calling it extras. I don't like that, but
background
atmosphere.
Props that eat.
Props that eat. It's Negroes. Yeah.
No, atmospheric technicians.
Okay. All right, that's a little better.
So they were high-fiving. And I was like, they didn't high-five back in the 30s and 40s. It was a different, and I told the director. I didn't go to them. I went to the directors, hey, those guys just high-fived. And that's not, period. That's not.
Did you leave that out your peripheral? Like, were you in a scene and you saw two homies over here throwing up
I was at the play,
or rolling 60s or something like that?
That actually happened.
Wasn't around in the 1900s.
That actually happened in another production. But if you study the period, you know all the jive talk and the handshake, the movement. So that was for Eddie Murphy to trust us is the best thing he ever could have done. And then you said who's the funniest? Funniest offset. Was Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac would hold court and tell stories, man. And those stories, we all been on movie sets. So, when it's a new deal means they're going to a new screen. This for you, I know you all know. You go to your trailers and hang out and go do whatever. Bernie, especially Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, they was the big stars.
He was always on.
But Bernie was telling stories and Eddie and Martin would sit right there and listen. Usually stars like that be gone and wait on you for the next setup.
Yeah.
Wow. But Bernie was that guy who told stories.
When they
and
said
was funny.
cut, he was still killing.
Yeah, all that stuff he did and Jang Leg and all that stuff. Most of the stuff was ad-libbed and from him, and because Eddie allowed that energy, you got the best out of all of us.
That's the cool thing about when you work with guys that were either former comedians or they understand the comedy game. If they direct or produce, they go, no, let them go.
Yeah.
This is where the magic. Don't get me wrong. We all know in TV and film, you got to get a couple of takes.
Yeah.
Get what's on the script.
Scripted.
Get what's on the script. Yeah. And that third take,
let
y'all
play.
Have fun.
Yeah, have fun.
Take notes, Rob Snyder.
And guess what? In post,
I had a question about that.
What?
We're gonna
In
get
post,
back to that. Yeah.
That might be, and usually is the cut they keep.
Yeah.
Because guess what? The whole room's dying laughing.
Yeah.
How are you gonna not keep that in the final cut?
How many times all of us been on auditions, kill it, don't get the part, watch that production, and they used our shit.
Right.
From the audition.
You got an example of that?
Too many. One I can say. If I make it trouble with this. One I can say. They used actually one of my jokes. Our Def Comedy Jam at one point was doing the sketches before the shows, and they actually one of my jokes ended up in the sketch. They actually did my joke as a sketch and didn't use me.
Listening while you had them done, and he was like, "Okay,
and
that's
beautiful." And they used it. They used it in the.
You know,
sketch.
I'm a writer.
That's what some sketch shows did, though. They used to sit in the back. The writers would sit in the back of the room and have a fake,
that used to happen
on the showcase.
That used to happen on the auditions for in living color.
See, I didn't want to say it, man. I was trying to keep it.
I was trying not to.
No, but it was a known fact. Famous sketch shows that were doing like cattle calls.
Right.
1,000 different. You have to bring 6 of your characters.
Right.
Nigga, you don't
or
think
do
the
a set
writers
on stage. Yeah.
You don't think the writers were in the back of the room? You didn't make it, but that character.
Next time you see your joke.
Yeah.
Oh,
you see one of their stars playing your character. Ooh. Because actually, what it was, they know that you're not anybody yet. But that was a brilliant ass idea. I'm gonna be honest. How many times have you seen an amateur comedian? Right. He don't know the math of this shit yet. He might have had an incredible premise or an incredible something he's trying to work out. You just get in the back of the room, you go, dude, that dude left so much meat on the bone.
That happened to me.
He doesn't even have a clue where to go with that.
Yeah.
But somebody like those on those TV shows,
A seasoned guy, yeah.
Yeah, we gonna make something out of that. That might be a movie.
I got I have a question for you, and I'm pretty sure this has never been asked to you.
Okay.
I'm
not French. A lot of people think that I'm mixed.
And he's never been to a Diddy bar.
I've actually been to a lot of Diddy bars.
I got follow-up questions.
But I have no clue what time the baby oil came out. So finish what you were saying.
You had a very specific space because in some of your major credits, you had the pressure of following high-level entities. So you are part of the Jamie Foxx show, but this is Bentley's new forte after Martin. Mm-hmm. So it's like part of this, as hot as Jamie is, got to be like, what is he gonna do after that? Mm-hmm. You're coming on Players Club after Friday. Right. And a lot of that pressure's got to be, what is he going to do after that? Mm-hmm. What does that feel like on set, being in that space? Did you realize it at the time? Like, I don't want to be the part of the reason that this dropped the ball in a situation like this.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. Again, you always hear me talk about sports. It's like, I'm very aware. I've always been, I guess, before the word analytics, way before everybody had the analytics and everything.
Oakland
I was always a student of the game. Yeah. I knew what was going on around me. I knew who was doing what and how they did it and this and that. But I had to always tell myself, hey man, you did what you did to get here. If you were concerned what everybody else was doing, what their numbers were, how that last guy's set was, how that last movie, I would never do me. So to answer your question, I blocked all that out and I just did me. I can't be Chris Tucker can't be me. I can't be Ice Cube can't be me. Yes. I can't be Lorenz. I had to figure out who is Alex Thomas.
But you killed it every time.
Thank you. And they weren't the biggest roles, but it's stuff that people will remember forever.
Oh, yeah.
And I felt like, here's what's the old word that you guys probably all know the saying. I tell it to my kids today. You only get a first time for a first impression. What's the word?
One time for first impression.
You only get one chance to make a first impression.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was always, I went into every role thinking like, there is no, if this don't work out, I gotta kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may be small, but you gotta take a rope and become a cowboy. You gotta take an inch and make it a mile. Because what people always say is, man, it was a small scene, but you stole that shit. I'm like, and that was my mentality going on.
And I want to say that had to prepare you for, because he did a tour that I wouldn't do, because I probably don't have a confidence to do it. A rap tour.
The NW
Up in Smoke.
Up in Smoke
tour. Yeah, I still have that DVD. I still watch it. But you opened that show, and to open it, I did a Maxwell Joe Scott tour, but that's a different audience from an Up in Smoke tour.
Little Neo Soul.
Mind you,
for you
this was, wait, what year did Kings of Comedy come out?
The tour or the we did the tour. We did the tour in 97, 98.
Okay, so you guys were before we did Up in Smoke in 2001.
Right.
But the reason I say that, reason that only because you brought it up. It was so huge for me because at that time, the biggest room, the biggest platform I'd ever been on was opening up for huge comedians. Like, for example, by that time, Mark Curry had taken me out on the road, the whole country. Damon Wayans, these guys were some of the biggest comics at that time. They were selling out 5,000 seaters. So that was the biggest for me. So when Dr. Dre called me and said, it's gonna be 30,000 people every single night, can you do it? I was like, hell yeah.
But isn't the story
in my Dr. Dre voice? No, but it was huge for me because it just came up yesterday on the golf course. Somebody was asking, like, how did you tell jokes in that environment? And I told him the honest from the bottom of my heart. I had to figure out a way to become a hype man / comedian. Because it ain't the same. These are not jokes I could go do Tuesday night at the Laugh Factory.
Right.
These are not jokes that I could go do Comedy Magic Club in Hermosa Beach.
Right.
No, I had to figure out a way to sneak my jokes in here in front of 30,000 people that did not come to see me.
Yeah.
They came, they were all drunk. They were all high. They came to see Dr. Dre, Snoop.
And they're horny, and they were horny too.
Horny and everything else. But I had to figure out a way, but I figured it out quick.
Yeah.
I figured it out so quick to the point where, here's the crazy part. Yes, I was the only person on the tour that they didn't come to see, but I also had my own little lane. Meaning, by 2001, I had already had 3-4 movies under my belt.
Yeah.
I was already on the Jamie Foxx show. I had my little following.
Right.
Also, one thing Dre and
We know him.
Right. So Dre and Snoop used to come up to me. I'm married now, so I can say this. But Snoop be like, cuz, you got a bitch in every city. And then Dre was like, I know. He's like, nigga, I mean, you did this. I guess they didn't realize, they just always looked at me a little old Alex.
Right.
They didn't realize that, like, dude, you know, I've been doing comedy for 11 years now. I was in a few movies, in a few TV shows. I'm not as big as y'all, but I got at least four to 7 bitches in every city.
You keep showing up. Because when you sit there with a bitch that already like you, it's like, hey, man, we just got here. Why she know you already, man?
Right. I don't have 1,000 like you do, but I have some acquaintances in every city.
And I'm sure this is the thing about as black comedians and why we're so great and better than a lot of other comedians, because we have to do shows in the hood.
Yes.
Period.
And with Crips and Bloods are at our shows, and they heckling you, and you have you got to make a life decision. Do I get him back and kill him, or do I let him kill me in the product? Because comics have gotten beat up, stabbed, shot after shows.
Joe Torry? No,
finish what you said.
Joe, I love you, but that's the truth.
I'm sure.
Am I lying?
No, you're right.
Okay, Joe.
So I'm sure.
Wait a minute, he was doing the beating up, or he was getting stabbed?
We know Joe got them hands.
Brother.
No, he got dude shot up a club because.
And I was there that night, so I don't want to get into it because it brings back memories. But your brother.
But I was gonna say before
your brother would get into fights every single. But we know. But he was a tough guy.
I'm sure those rooms help prepare you for that tour as well.
I knew how to talk about people, and the person that I'm talking about could laugh with me.
Right.
Joe Torry? Yeah. His brother?
No mercy.
No, nigga, somebody got to die tonight. We are going to fight. Joe would fight the nigga in the front row. But he was just a tough, you remember Joe was buff at that time.
Vest wearing, leather, arms out.
Yeah, he was a tough nigga. Joe would talk about somebody and be like, yeah, nigga, I said it. This next comedian, you know what I mean? Like, you just gonna leave it like that? You don't want to fight you now. But that was his thing, though. That was Joe's personality. So.
Did y'all see this when y'all were 16? Like, how early back did y'all see this, or was it some sort of event? Because sometimes people get encouraged to do it.
No.
They got kicked out of school and then they went into comedy.
Or I want to be a comedian, that type of thing?
When did that?
No.
Because the thing is, wanting to do comedy is different from deciding to do it. When did you decide to do it?
This is why I said comedy chose me, because I didn't know it was even a job until really Def Comedy Jam. I knew who Pryor was. I knew who Cosby was. I knew all that, you know. And when I saw my brother on Showtime at the Apollo, I was like, oh, okay. And then I saw Def Comedy Jam.
But did you look at him like a comedian at that time? Or you just saw it was just like your
on Apollo, yes. At Apollo.
How many years ahead of you comedy-wise is he?
Joe, what?
Like what year did he start?
Joe started in college, so Joe started around 87, 88 maybe.
Oh, so like not even 5 years ahead of you.
I started in 92, right.
So
okay.
Right.
Sorry, you got it.
And I always did things that my older brothers and sisters did. And then comedy, like I said, comedy chose me because I was always the class clown, like most of us, the school bus clown. If we were always doing that, I didn't know it was a job. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, we would have dropped out in the 3rd grade and went pro early.
Shit. And started open mics in 4th grade.
Right, exactly. But so that
your mom packed you a lunch before you did your set.
So I
eat your carrots before you do your joke.
I wasn't a young kid who saw it and like I'm gonna be that. I knew I liked attention, and I knew I liked cheering people up, and I knew I was had a smart mouth, and all that developed into who I am today.
In my case, in high school, class clown, best sense of humor, kind of same story. No clue this is what I wanted to do. Right. But in my case, growing up in South Central LA, half my family's Crips and Bloods. I always remember one thing Richard Pryor said back in the day, but his was in prison. Remember the famous, he was like, I was in jail, I kept these niggas laughing to keep their minds off the booty. Yeah. Right. In my case, it was keep these niggas' minds off making me join the motherfucking gang, nigga. It's almost like I knew because I was the only black kid in an all-white private school.
Right.
They already looked at me like I was a corny nigga.
Yeah.
And both my parents were in my life. So I couldn't do all the so-called cool. I couldn't be out to 9 and 10 o'clock at night. Right. They wanted me to go on a drive-by. Nigga, I had soccer practice. Right. You know what I mean? They wanted me to rob the liquor store. I had choir rehearsal. You know what I mean?
Like teabag and drink, you had T-ball.
Right. All the shit that they talked about me doing, my whole thing was, but I can make you laugh. I was just silly, didn't know what I was doing, but that kept me away from them. They were like, this nigga can't roll with the Crips or the Bloods. Nigga, you're corny or you're soft. Or we ain't never seen you fight. You ain't never smoked a blunt. We ain't never seen you with a can of beer. It used to bother me, and when I got older, I was like, thank God.
We ain't never seen you with business in every city.
Well, but the hoes came later.
I'm going to be mad as hell if we walk out of here and you don't talk about one of my favorite movies. I think Trippin' is hilarious. Tripping is hilarious, underrated. I think you were hysterical in this shit. And for whatever reason, like we was talking about Soul Plane, like the whatever love, but everybody that watches it, because I stumbled upon it. I'm just randomly, it's on. I'm like, and the nigga gets up in the bed dance. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? Like I thought it was like a extended version of House Party. I was like, the fuck is this? G's got it, everything. I was like,
what hit the theaters?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it went to.
What years was this like?
This is
95, 96.
No, it was way later than
99?
that.
Who were some of the other people in it?
Donald Faison, Deion Richmond, Maya Campbell.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It was. You know what? Trippin' was funny because that's one of the movies where I've done Pearl Harbor, I've done American History X, I've done Life, and when somebody comes and say, "Man, my favorite movie is Trippin'," I'm like, of all the movies, Trippin' is your one.
You just mad because you can't walk like this.
Yeah.
But it shows. You know what it shows?
D'Artagnan Edmonds. Shout out to D'Artagnan Edmonds and Anthony Anderson.
Yeah.
By you bringing
Stoney Jackson.
That shows whatever we did over the years, there was always a lane and there was some people watching.
Yeah.
You can't compare it to Jurassic Park and goddamn Avatar, but guess what? Almost like Tubi is now. We can talk about it all day, but you know how many people are growing up on Tubi now?
Yeah.
And we'll remember, you was in Hollaback. I love Hollaback. Nigga, Hollaback was a movie.
But the film up on Trippin', it was a great movie to work on because Donald Faison, Deion Richmond, we didn't all know each other until the movie. And we clicked like we were friends forever in the movie. Yeah. And we had a cool director, David Rayner, who again,
let the comments go.
Allow us to have fun.
A full roasting scene in the parking lot. I was like, this shit is hilarious, bro.
Yeah. It came out in 99. I looked it up.
99, okay.
Who do you guys go to for your comedy advice? Who are your...
Oh, I got some stories. But you go ahead.
Well, in my case, it's crazy. It's weird to use the word advice because when you say advice, like we get, I know you get it a lot. Hey, man, what's your advice? I was really blessed to be around those guys that I was around. Like, meaning, being around Will Smith every day at the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, being around Jamie Foxx every day, being around the Wayans brothers for the last 30 years, from Keenan all the way down to Marlon. It was like we were in comedy boot camp, whether we knew it or liked it or not. It was, if I ever had a question, it's crazy you saying the word advice, but I guess it did come from all those guys.
Right.
Now, I'm still a student of the game. It's not like I'm asking as much anymore because now I'm the guy that people come to, hey, OG, Unc, he been in it 30 years. It's crazy. You know what I mean?
Wait, turn it to that voice.
That's crazy. That's how I'm an Unc and I'm an OG. My daughter and my son, I'm in the mall and a young dude came up to the food court, hey, Unc. And my kids were like, is that your brother? I was like, no, legend, no Halo. That's what they call me because I'm of a certain age, and I had to explain what Unc was. But now I'm the guy giving advice. But I never did the advice thing. Hey, man, what's your advice?
I did.
I was just, hey, man, I just had no fear. I would talk to Martin. I would talk to Will. I would talk to Jamie like I should have been there. I talked to him like I'm one of the guys. It wasn't like, hey, little Alex, hey, the new booty. I really felt like I belonged. So my questions, it was kind of like just in conversation, not coming off.
Okay, that's the same thing, right, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
But you picked up some games still, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Who should you guys go to if you had some, because even as and I know you give me just like, because I want to say advice like they're so above you, but it's just like, when you try to work through.
They led by example. I have to say this.
Okay.
Those dudes that we were fortunate to be around, and I know you have your stories, they literally led by example. It's almost like if we were in the underworld. Say we weren't in the entertainment, but we were just all street niggas, right? You learn from the big homies.
Yeah.
Right. I learned from my big homies. It happened to be my big homies
sports
were
reference
successful.
To veterans.
They were veterans, and they figured this shit out. So, little do they know, the stuff that fell on us, it made us successful.
A little bit more baking soda, it's gonna rock up.
Exactly.
In my case, I was fortunate to have a big brother who already done it.
Right.
So I never asked for advice because he was just talk and give it. He'd see my set, and he taught me game. Smile more on stage. It's funny because he
said smile.
Exactly.
Don't be so tough on the crowd, nigga. You got shot at last week.
But he knows my personality. He said, smile more on stage. Use the 6 parts of the stage. There's front, there's back, there's left, there's right, there's up, there's down. So he was always giving advice. I never had to ask for advice. Yeah. But I asked for advice from other people. Like one time I remember, and Joe got mad at us when I said this in front of him, but it was just fact. I was having writer's block. I was like, I couldn't think of anything else. And I called Jamie. Jamie had just gotten back from doing Ali.
Okay.
I said, man, I can't think of anything, man. I'm writer's block. And then he goes, man, you never talk about your Hollywood stuff, your TVs and movie shows. I said, no, I keep that separate. I compartmentalize. He said, man, people want to hear about that shit. People want to hear about, me having a fight on the set of
Any Given Sunday.
And what happened on the set of Ali and all that stuff. Talk about it. I used to never talk about my acting on stage. So, and that opened up a lot for me. Mm-hmm. And like, oh, okay. And then years later, I had another writer's block. I ran into Tommy Davidson remember the Good Guys that used to be on the corner of Ventura.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about.
And
that Laurel Canyon.
Laurel Canyon, yeah. I saw him. I said, man, Roger, but he said, man, start opening with your closer. I said, what? He said, start opening with your closer. It'll make the rest of your set. Yeah, it'll make your other jokes stronger. It'll make
That's what Tony does. Tony Rock.
Yeah, and that advice came.
It makes you have to be able to follow yourself.
Exactly. So those
y'all hear that?
Fact.
Yeah. Which actually goes back to what he was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Follow
yourself.
Exactly.
You know that closer. That closer is the killer.
Right.
You're like, ooh, that nigga strong.
Right.
Yeah.
But I actually do that depending on what city I go to.
Right.
I would do it. Literally depends on the city. I look at a crowd and be like, you know what? Just for the hell of it, to throw a twist out there to kind of test myself and see where I can go from there, I'll start off with my closer. And it's the shit's so strong that you go, little do they know, you're up there going, oh shit, where do I go from here? Right. So what else is going on?
Right. And I also got a lot of game from, Bernie, Cedric, and Steve Harvey on the Kings of Comedy tour.
By example though, right? By you being
they would say certain things, yeah.
Okay,
I studied
them. What some things they said? What's some things?
Just one thing that Steve said that stuck out, and I say this all the time, that's when I learned the difference between a comic and a comedian. A comic says funny things, a comedian makes things funny. You can be a comic all day and no one knows who you are. You're not transparent. They have no idea. When they leave that show, they're not leaving with a piece of you. They laughed, but they don't know who the hell you are. A comedian, we expose ourselves.
Absolutely.
We make our pain our funny. So our laughter. So I would ask for advice in that way, but also a lot of advice came to me because I was Joe Torry's little brother. I remember doing Def Comedy.
Took you in as a little brother.
Yeah, Def Comedy Jam. Chris Rock was like, "God, I'm taking my brother under my wing. Fuck Joe." He said, "Man, never get a hook. Cause when your hook go, you go." And at that time, Shucky Ducky was on stage for his second Def Jam, and it didn't go that well because the hook
is over.
It blew him up.
Done, right,
but it didn't work on the second half.
Oh,
He was still a funny guy. Right, he was still a funny guy.
Man, don't you be Shucky Ducky. Don't you quack.
And the nigga would end on that. But hold up. He would end on that, so I'm gonna do it, right? I'm Shucky Ducky, and
but it was a genius hook,
this be the nigga's closer. And that's right, because I'm Shucky Ducky.
Quack.
Good night. But it worked. You know what I mean? Like I never wanted to be that guy. Yeah. But don't get me wrong, it worked. But here's the flip side. That falls into that 15 minutes of fame shit. Let's just be real.
He had a career after that. He had a good career after that.
People that cheated the process.
He didn't cheat the process.
No. What I mean, okay, so you're saying he's relevant and still kicking? Like
he's still doing stand-up to today,
No. What I'm trying to say is, do you ever think about why some guys never went to the next level, Guy?
I said, don't even worry about myself.
There's the answer.
I can't talk about anybody else.
Stuff because being a student of the game, it's almost like you're a doctor. You got to know about the good and the bad.
Yeah, you study both.
So you study. I'm not just going to study the good. I'm not just going to study the bad. I really want to know. I'm really on those analytics. Like, why? I'll look at a comic on stage, whether I like him or not. I'm going, I know exactly why that joke didn't work.
Right.
And I could really help him to take that same premise and help him kill, but it's not really my place. But I still, to this day, I will analyze. I'm not looking at it like other people. I just laughing. I'll go BT. That shit was crazy.
You know where advice came from?
Blah, 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 before the blah, blah, blah. And then you go do it, and you look at me like, nigga.
It worked.
Yeah.
I never thought of that. Thank you.
You know who gave me surprisingly advice? And this is not, I don't think I was doing comedy a year yet. I was at a Comedy Act Theater. And I did my set, had a good set. It was cool. Got off stage, and in the back was T.K. Kirkland. T to the motherfucking K.
To the motherfucking.
And you wouldn't think to get advice from TK. And TK goes, "Man, you write your jokes down word for word, don't you?" I said, "Yeah, I know." He said, "I can see when you're telling your jokes, I can see you reading."
Wow.
I was like, wow. He said, "Man, no, don't write them down. Or if you write them down word for word, make an outline and just do the topics and do the bullet points." And he was the first one, but by looking at me on stage, he saw that I was like trying to remember what I wrote down word for word.
Like you're trying to memorize the script.
Yeah.
Right.
And like it came from that. DL gave me some advice one time. I was doing comedy 8 months, and we was in Bermuda doing a show, and without even saying anything, he was like, I was in my head, like I'm in another country. They may not get this shit. I gotta explain them in a different way. And without even saying that, he said, "Hey man, I know you're in another country." He said, "Tell the jokes the same way you tell them in the States. Don't try to over-explain." And I'm like to myself, like, how did he even know that was a burden? Hey, but he was right.
Now that we're getting into some masterclass shit, because now you brought up another thing. I used to really be worried when I would go out of the country, because I was like, how the hell are they going to understand my jokes? Do you know what saved me with being able to kill around the world? I'm talking from Israel to Hong Kong to Jerusalem to goddamn Jamaica.
Would you go to Israel now? Would you go to Israel now?
No, but I went. But my Israel story was the bomb. But,
here with
nigga, when I tell you I killed in Israel, where what they called rabbis were giving me their yarmulkes.
Damn.
Nigga, rabbi was like, "Oh, we love you." Like, it was crazy. It's a long story, but yeah, Israel. I did 9 shows with Jerry Seinfeld.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, it's called comedy. I guess I said.
What you learned? You picked up.
I gotta tell you now.
Yeah, go.
I gotta tell. I'm sorry. I know we're long-winded.
Nah, go for it. I mean, we could have y'all for goddamn 8 hours.
It's a thing called Comedy for Kobe. And he's been doing it for like 19 years.
Wow.
And what happens is Jerry Seinfeld is great friends with the head rabbi in Israel, right? And it just happened to be the rabbi had, I think, 2 children that were killed to terrorism. And they were both teenagers. The whole... what do they call it? The Palestinians versus all that stuff. Right. It was a mess. So he started doing a comedy show like 20 years ago to raise money for children that have passed due to terrorism.
Wow.
And I want to say in like 16, 17 years of doing comedy for Kobe, there had only been like 3 black comics to go over there.
Now, name Kobe. Who's Kobe.
The kid Kobe.
So not Kobe Bryant.
No. I'm glad you said that. So the rabbi's son's name was Kobe.
Got it.
He was the one that was killed to terrorism. They started this foundation, and Jerry Seinfeld just happened to be great friends with that guy.
I'm gonna guess one of the black people, George Wallace.
No.
Cause that's his best friend. You would think. Yeah, you would think.
What? No. George was the first.
Okay, yeah.
And then like 6 years later, it was Chris Rock. Then 4 years later, it was Dave Chappelle. And then I was like the fourth black comedian never go out there.
That's dope.
Right, but we did 9 cities in Jerusalem, in Israel. It'd be like doing comedy in Culver City one night, Northridge another, Santa Monica another, but all these different, synagogues, and it was huge. And it just happened to be this is the year that I'm the headliner. Right. The crazy part about it was I really didn't know what in the hell. And the only parameter was you can't cuss. Right. You can't talk about sex.
That's why I didn't get
have fun. I know, right? You know what I mean? Like it was.
Bet you ain't got no bitches over there.
Right. So it was a real. I liked these. I'll let that laugh go. That's very funny. All right, 4 more seconds of the laugh. Okay. Hold for laughter. Let you get that sound. Yo,
you're not a warm up anymore.
Right. So long story short, I was like, damn, what am I gonna do? I just had to do 30 minutes every night. And I had to kick into my joke vault. Oh yeah. Stuff that I haven't done for years. Yeah. Stuff that I would kill.
Digging the crates.
Digging the crates. Pull out stuff that always killed. I just hadn't did it in a while.
Right.
Yeah.
And it made me feel great. That stuff that you would think, oh, that's not relevant.
And it's brand new over there.
Nigga, when I say brand new, when I say they treated me like my name was Richard motherfucking Pryor. Right. Wow. They treated, but most importantly, you know what I love the most? All aside of comedy. It just happened to be 2019. It was the year before the pandemic.
Right.
Oh, wow.
And I just started a family. So out of all my trips around this entire globe, my greatest trip ever was that trip to Jerusalem because I'm a Christian, right? But so I got to go visit the home of Jesus Christ. I got to take my kids to go see Bethlehem. I literally, when they say Jesus walked on water, I have the video on Instagram of me walking on the Sea of Galilee. Like everything that you hear about in the Bible.
Well, I thought you were about to say you had the video of Jesus walking on water.
I thought you were going to say he walked on water.
That one got deleted. Stop. Why did Jesus came into the picture? No, but
battery ran out.
It was huge. It was huge because we did 1 week in Europe. That just made it a family thing. We did 1 week in Europe, and then we did my 9 days in Israel. Wow. And then what's crazy, I'm staying in Tel Aviv with all this craziness happening now. I'm looking at it and go, dude, I stayed a block away from that bomb hit. I went to that place. I went to that place. Wow. So it was an amazing family trip, and it was one of my greatest comedy trips because it was the biggest comedy test I've ever, like when I say no black people.
Yeah.
Nothing cool, nothing hip. I wasn't doing any Snoop Dogg jokes over there. You know what I mean? I had to dig deep.
And I want to say this to that.
As a comedian.
Yeah.
I want to say this to the young comedians who will watch this, because I'm sure they're watching, is that you got to be battle tested. And that's why getting on stage wherever you can, whenever you can, and any nook and cranny, it gets you ready for shows like that. It gets you ready for the shows that we all do. Because you never know when you're going to have to blow the dust off of something.
What's so crazy is I'm damn near 30 years in at that time, and I was feeling like I'm an amateur again. I'm like, dude, you have performed all over the world. Why does it feel like this is going to be such a test?
Because you still love what you do.
How am I going to do it? Yeah. So it was a mental win. It was like I did it. Like there's nowhere.
Also, what is your writing style, guy? What is your writing style?
Great.
I still write word for word, but then I break it down and bullet point it, and then just kind of go over it, study it. But it's things that I can relate to, something that may hit me. I may not use it for years, but I'll write it down.
Did you ever write a joke down 4 years ago, and it's been in your book that whole time, and you never used it?
20 years ago.
And you go back to it, and it kills.
Yeah.
So that my note to the young generation that don't ever think it's almost like we're rappers. And you wrote a song 11 years ago, man. That shit didn't make the album. The homies didn't like it. But you still got that. Hey, get the right beat and the right production.
Sometimes
and the right climb around and be a hit.
I remember hearing from David Arnold, peace be upon him.
Rest
David, I remember David Arnold saying that I had a joke, and he said, man, sometimes you got to grow into the joke.
Yeah.
You're ahead of your time.
Yeah.
You want to hear something funny? How about I had family jokes before I started my own family, because all my boys had kids. Chris Spencer and Marlon and all them would have been like, boy, we can't wait till you get kids, nigga. you gonna have some great dad material. And it's like, I knew I wanted to start a family.
Right.
I knew I got married. I'm like, let me start writing it. I can't use it yet.
Right.
And it was like waiting
Always
for me.
right.
It was waiting for me in my joke books to when these children came along. Yeah. So thank you, Halo. Thank you, Legend. Thank you, Trust. Those are my kids.
My brother Joe, real quick, Joe Torry, those who may be just tuning in, he was telling me he was on a set of Harlem Nights. He was he was one of those props that eat on Harlem Nights. But he said Red Fox told him, write one joke a day. There are 365 days in a year. You'll never run out of material. Just write a joke a day. Or even if you didn't want to write a joke, go over one of your jokes and maybe tag it or develop it even more. But if you do that every day, you know, and it's 365 days in a year, because I had to start at one point as take this as treat this like a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You know, it's like get up in the morning, you know.
People don't see the work that goes in behind what we all do.
Eat right, work out right, and write every day, even if it's working on your acting or working on something else or researching the joke that you got to do. Do something every day like it's a 9 to 5 job, then get off and go on.
My mentor Don D.C. Curry told me
Curry, that's my guy.
One minute a week. He said,
did you say it again? I'm sorry, I missed
He
that.
said 1 minute a week.
Got it.
And he was like every year you'd have a new hour.
52 minutes.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I never looked at it like that.
Me either.
Did you see the movie Honora?
No. Honora?
It won an Academy Award. So
it's called Honora?
It's called Honora.
Was this in the, why are you laughing? You gotta tell me what the
we had a debate on this show. Honora is essentially the white players club. And it won an Academy Award.
At the Oscars?
At the Oscars.
In the 1800s?
Bruh, like last year or like the last 2 years?
Last
so
year.
So it was white strippers.
White strippers.
It was Spearmint Rhino instead of Magic City.
That's a fact.
I'm sorry that I know that.
That's a fact. And we was having a debate because
it was hot wings versus sushi.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
We was having a debate on this show with actor named Paige Kennedy because he was saying
I know Paige.
Paige was saying Honora was better than Players Club. I said ain't no way in hell. I said Players Club. I said it's amazing to me how when a black people do certain things, it doesn't get the notoriety. But when
I saw that you
saw that clip.
Yeah.
Oh, you said
Paige's blood sugar was low too.
He watches every episode. He gonna be the comments.
I'm jumping ahead, but later on tonight, can you text me or give me a clip of what the hell Honora is?
Yeah, I want you to watch it.
I have to.
Because it's the same. It's the same.
So they took the nigga blueprint and made it in the white world.
Man, why? Don't talk about Friends like that. Don't talk about the sitcom Friends like that.
Hey, man. So, but this is the real question I wanted to get to, because we gonna get to these bitches.
Yeah.
Players Club.
Is this gonna be your only 2-hour episode?
Yeah, it will be.
Part 2.
I feel like we've already went over time. They've been running the light on us for the last 30 minutes.
They've been showing it like we've been running it. They've been flashing.
No. You didn't know when you called us that we were gonna run the light, nigga.
It's so much game there. It's so much game.
Come on.
You know
you knew what I knew.
Did you really
We're fans of each other.
We knew. Straight up. Players Club. The bitch, the women. I need you to.
It was like being in a 24/7 strip club. Imagine being in Magic City for 19 hours.
19 hours?
Yeah, and then at that time I was single.
You were single.
I indulged. Yeah, I was very hands-on.
But they say no sex in the champagne room. Did you have sex in the champagne room?
Brother, the answer is yes. But no, it was wild, man. It was. You know what I loved? Cube mixed in like real actresses with real strippers.
Oh, beautiful.
So that's what was incredible about it. It was like, the real big booty strippers were able to help the actresses out.
What name?
Crystal.
Crystal, yeah.
Crystal which is for, let me just be honest with you. I made a lot of friends and family off of that bit. No, I'm not even gonna lie. Lisa Ray, not only is she my sister today, Lisa Ray and my wife are damn near best friends now. Man, we need. And I did a movie with this woman 30 years ago. You know what I mean? Wow. Like I really stayed. Now some of the girls, it was just a quick. It wasn't a lifetime thing. It was a 5-minute thing. You
can hold it.
I was in and I was out. You know what I mean? It was.
That's what a hamburger's all about.
But when I say out of all the movies I've done, when I tell you that I talk about looking forward to going to work every day.
Wow.
Because it didn't feel like work. And for all the people, I might let the cat out the bag. This is so many years later. I have people that come up to me, like when y'all shot Magic City, Players Club in Magic City. I was like, that wasn't Magic City. Like, y'all wasn't even in Atlanta? I'm like, nigga, we were in Chatsworth.
Damn, I ain't know that.
Well, they make a lot of.
We were off the 118. We were in the valley.
They make a lot of porn in Chatsworth.
No, they do. Yeah, we were down the street from Larry
I don't know how I know that, but
no.
Vivid Video.
But yeah, it was a set. It wasn't really a strip club, but he really embodied the whole strip club world at that time. And yes, it became a cult classic.
Right,
man.
It's a cultural classic. Do you know how many girls over there? I have women come up to me. I was just a guy in the movie. I have women that come up to me, and I'll be in a strip club, and they'll be like, "Do you understand, like, the reason I'm on the pole today is because a player."
I'm making the money. I'm making them let the money make me.
I'm like, how old are you? I'm 23. So your mother let you watch that at 4, and you ended up being on the pole at 25.
Duke diapers on.
You were twerking in your Pampers. Is what you're saying?
It's time for the pacifier. It's time for the pacifier. It's time for the pacifier.
Twerking in their Pampers.
There's some milk in this house. There's some milk in this house.
Some milk is hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so I wanted to ask this. How close did you get to actually doing music? Because some of the jokes, first of all, you're really tied into that world.
Yeah.
Between the albums and appearing on Get Rich or Die Trying and so on and so forth, and you're surrounded by these people. But I've been in the room when Young Liar comes on.
Oh my God!
I've been in the room when this closer is a party now.
It really is.
What? How close did it get?
Well, BT,
you did videos.
BT. Before I got into this business, I grew up in a musical household. My dad was in his little band called Earth, Wind, and Fire. I grew up with 2 pianos in the house. And every single horn you could
band. This little band. The greatest band of all time.
I grew up, I have baby pictures of me in the studio with James Brown, Sly and the Family Stone, Michael Jackson. My dad was he started out, so just so everybody knows, Earth, Wind, and Fire was called the Phoenix Horns. It was Verdine, Maurice, and my dad, Alexander Thomas Sr. My dad was the wind of Earth, Wind, and Fire. He was the trombones and all that.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, da-da, ba-da-ba-ba. That's my daddy. Wow. So I grew up in the music, but think about it. I was forced. They forced me to play piano.
Right.
They forced me to do the horn, and when you force your kid to do something, you rebel. And I end up telling jokes for a living. Like I was the first thing. But remember, my generation is hip hop.
And then?
I loved hip hop.
Yes.
I'm that dude that used to get fights. Fights in LA because I loved all hip hop. Because at a certain time it was like, if you're from the East Coast, you only like East Coast.
Right.
If you're from the West Coast, nigga, you should just like. No, I loved hip hop. I'm the dude that knew about underground hip hop in New York, and they would be mad at me.
Right.
So cut to now I do stand up. Def Comedy Jam comes around.
Yeah.
Def Comedy Jam, they started calling me in all the comedy clubs. They would introduce me as the young hip hop comedian. And I just started talking about, I found a lane. There's so much comedy in this thing called hip hop. So I just became as the hip hop comedian, taking songs, flipping songs, talking about scenarios. This was way before the internet and all that kind of shit. So long story short, cut to Young Liar. Only because you brought it up?
Yes.
Young Liar is my alter ego. Young Liar was like, what's his name? Sacha Baron Cohen, and what's the character? In Borat.
Chocolate Drop.
That came after me.
I know what I'm saying.
But what Kevin Hart did, I was the first to really do it. But I was really like that guy. Like I would go deep cover. I would perform in strip clubs in Atlanta.
Yes.
As Young Liar, and them not even know that it's Alex Thomas. Cause I really talk like them niggas, you feel me? I had a noise and everything.
Yeah.
My noise, you know how, Rick Ross was like, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? My shit was, That was my shit. But I really had real songs that would bump in strip clubs nationwide, and nobody knew.
Cash.
I got a Lamborghini and a helicopter. 50,000 in my duffel looking hella proper. I'm talking about cash. But I really did. You don't know how many albums I sold on Spotify. I know. Nobody to this day. Well, now
this
talking about it, they had no idea that was really Young Liar.
This came after Up in Smoke?
Oh, I didn't start Young Liar. You know when I
That would have
started
been
Young
dope
Liar?
for it.
No, I started Young Liar when old boy Trinidad James came out.
That was like 2000.
What would you say?
10,
This might be 17, 18, 16 years.
And then it got serious
16.
when that I woke up in a new Bugatti.
Yeah.
When that went triple platinum, I'm like, nigga, I have to hit the studio.
Right.
Because the whole joke started out as a joke.
Right.
The nigga saying I woke up in a Bugatti. No, you didn't.
Right.
This is your first album. You don't have that kind of money.
Right.
A Bugatti costs $3 million.
Right.
Tell the truth. You woke up in your mama's Buick. You didn't wake up in a Bugatti. So when I started seeing that you can literally lie over beats, and if you get a real and joke, and I had a character behind it, and no one knew it was me, it took off.
You do that though. You would randomly do stuff that people don't know is you, like the bags for. It's like bro.
I know all this.
But we know everything.
It's a real
There's so much
podcast,
on this
man.
paper where we have cards.
I know, man. We done got to buy 4 questions.
Killing it in the
No,
What'd you say?
maybe. That's between the three of us.
We done got to buy 4 questions.
Can we get back to the question? Show after 4 hours later. Let's do it.
What up, y'all? Thank you for watching, man. Listen, we appreciate you, but I need you to go ahead and hit that little subscribe. Don't hit the little subscribe button. Thank you. That didn't take but so long. Look at you. Harmless.
Hold on.
So killing it with the feds is what
Hold on.
No, but the bag, long story short, that lasted for 13 years, the Louis Stewart collection. I'm no longer the owner of that. We went separate ways, but yes, it made millions and millions of dollars. It took off. I just one of those dudes that I have to say these 3 names. 3 people that I modeled myself after business-wise was Russell Simmons, Diddy, and Jay-Z. And what I mean by that, Fat Farm, Rockaware, Sean John.
Yeah.
These dudes made $600 million off a clothing brand, and it had nothing to do with music.
Right.
I was just always a fly, fresh nigga that loved accessories, and it literally just took off. Every star in the world, and it was just one of my endeavors. My new movement is South Central Country Club. I'm a golfer. It's organic. It really is a part of my life. Everybody in Black Hollywood would always see me wearing it because I liked it. I wasn't even thinking about putting it on the market. Till the demand got so high. Where can I buy that? How can I buy that? Where can I was like, I gotta go into business. And now this is taking off. So SouthCentralCountryClub.com. If you want to look fly, go get you some fresh coffee.
Just think if you was doing those characters on that Up and Smoke tour, that would have been bananas.
I wish it was, but I
know. I'm just saying.
I'm lying like that. I was like, everybody's lying. I spent $1 million in the club last night. I got 92 bitches. I got 32, Maseratis. Like everybody's lying.
Sounds like our administration, right?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I got 2 last questions. I got to get to.
Trump will be old liar instead of young liar.
Orange liar.
Orange liar.
American History X.
Yes.
That was
Speaking of racism.
I know, exactly.
What a transition.
American History X. Edward Norton. I want to know, did you learn anything working on a movie like that, just as an actor and being around Edward Norton? That was number 1. And number 2 is, did anybody call you a nigga on that set? And you was like, hey man, this shit ain't acting.
Funny thing. First of all, Ed is one of the greatest actors of our generation. Man.
A fact.
And learning from him was watching. It wasn't, And he gave me a note one time about camera lenses. I learned how to ask, what camera lens are you on? And what that means is like, are you close? Are you here? Are you tight? Are you 3/4 or are you wide?
Blocking.
And that determines, that determines your movement. Because if you're tight, you can't do a lot of head movement because you'll be all off. When you're wide, you can do it in wide. So when they shoot like that, they shoot wide. You can be as big as.
He would ask.
I saw him ask.
Yeah.
And then I would like, oh, okay. I learned that way, you know. So and like I said, I was green, and it's so funny because I just booked my first sitcom, which was Good News on UPN, and we shot the pilot.
R.I.P. to UPN.
Man, it was
lit though. It was fire. It was fire.
We shot the pilot and we ended at like 2 a.m. and I had to be on the set for American History X at 6 a.m. So I literally had to go home, shower, get like an hour and a half nap in, and shoot down to the set for American History X. But it was such a tense set because Ed Norton and the director hated each other. And they didn't get along. And I was in the middle of a lot of those fights.
Would they argue?
Big time.
In front of the set?
In front of everybody.
Oh, wow.
Because the thing about it is, you all know, blocking is usually going to take, maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
think blocking would take an hour, 2 hours.
Because they couldn't see eye to eye.
And I would be like, you know what, I'm being my trailer. Y'all ready to
So they were holding up production.
Oh yeah. They had a difference of opinion. And Ed rightfully, you know, he had his way that it should go, but I think his methods the method he did about it was wrong.
Was he co-director?
No.
See, and that's when you can kill it right there. And you just go, excuse me.
But here's the thing.
I'm the director. Now, if we're both directing, I have to respect your vision on the shot also. But if I'm not the director...
Well, he's the star though, right?
He was the star. And the director, this is his first movie.
Like The Rock or something.
Yeah, but that's who he is though. Norton's like that because that's what happened on Marvel.
Happened on a lot of... He's a great actor, don't get it twisted. But he cares so much about the project that I get why he does it, because he wants it to be right.
Yeah, he wants it to be great.
But it's just, it may be, I think now that he's an older actor, because American Sex was only his second film. He had done Primal Fear. He had done Primal Fear, which he should have won an Oscar for. He got cheated out of that. They gave it to Cuba Gooding, which Cuba did well, but what he did in Primal Fear was different.
For
Money Talks. I mean, not Money Talks.
Show me the money. Show me the money.
Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire.
Yeah,
right.
Jerry Maguire.
So Ed, it was only Ed's second film. And so, I mean, Fight Club came out before American Sex because the movie was held up in post because of they fired the director, Tony K. Shout out to Tony K. because him and Ed had too much of a difference, and it was just a chaotic piece of thing to work on. But I used all that stress on that movie for my character. I'm in jail. You know what I'm saying? It was tense on the set because the director had real skinheads on the set. Like he went to Orange County and like busted a skinhead.
So the skinheads were extras.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, they were props.
They have to tell them, Willie, you can't really stab somebody.
Right.
I know that's real. Right. That's authentic.
But you can say nigger as much as you can.
And look, and they wanted to rehearse lines. They had one line. Can we rehearse? We had one line. Right. Rehearse, guy. I just want to make sure. All you gotta do is say nigga. You gotta rehearse that.
Hey, man.
But no, man, it was a great. It was a movie that really introduced me to Hollywood as an actor, mainstream Hollywood. Yeah. And crazy because they saw me right here. Wow. They saw me at Phat Tuesdays.
Oh, that's how they found you.
They came to see Tommy Davidson.
Wow.
At the time, my manager, shout out to Jeff Chetty.
The right time.
Man, shout out to Jeff Chetty, who was my manager at the time. I did the Aspen Comedy Festival. And he was like, "Guy, there's so many industry people that's not here. You're gonna kill it up there." He said, "What I'm gonna do is I need a Tuesday night. I need you to give me 250 free tickets. And I'm going to invite industry down there who didn't come to Aspen to see you." He said, "I'm going to do a special show. I just want you and Tommy Davidson on the show." And at the time, me and Danny Green was tight. And I was like, "Well, no, what about?" He said, "No, just you and Tommy Davidson." I said, "Okay." I said, "But I need somebody to open for me." I said, I can't go up cold."
Even if it's 5 minutes.
I said, "Well, yeah, have Danny go up and do it to me." I said, "Cool." Came back, told Dan, I said, "Dan, look, it's gonna be 250 industry."
It's time to be on.
I said, "Nigga, bring your best shit."
The lights are on.
10 minutes.
Bring your A game.
Do 10 minutes and bring me on. We go. And then I did it, but they came down to see Tommy, and they heard my set. Not that I was any funnier than Tommy, but my set was more about being how stupid racism is. My subject matter suited the role better. Plus, I was a lot cheaper than Tommy Davidson.
Yeah, it always
has something to do with it. That was your audition. Right. Am I right?
And I didn't know they were there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I didn't know they were there. And so I ended up getting the role because of Phat Tuesdays. Flip to years prior, they came to see me in the belly room for a role in a movie, and you were on that lineup too. They were there to see you too. I don't know if you're doing it or not, but I knew they were there to see me. And I get a call earlier that day from Chris Tucker, said, "Hey man, I need to go up tonight." I said, "Okay, I got you." And I remember that night, Chris blew the roof off that shit, killed it. Fifth Element.
Oh wow!
I didn't know they came to see Chris, and I didn't know you was on the list.
Oh wow!
You didn't know you went up
Probably
that night.
a whole lot of lists we didn't know about.
Right.
It's kind of better that you didn't know because you know what I mean?
Somebody I know somebody who was a casting assistant on that movie, and they said, "Yeah, you were on the list. Alex Thomas was on the list, and Chris Tucker." I didn't know Chris. I just thought they came to see me. But when Chris got the part, I wasn't mad. I was like, "Hey, they saw me at Phat Tuesdays. I ain't tripping." Then when I saw the movie, I was like, "Yeah."
That was him.
I would have heard that role.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's a classic role he did.
He killed it. Yeah. And I wouldn't have taken it to that level.
That's a great segue, and both of you guys could answer this. Caw-caw! We need to have some bird talk. What out of we got movies, we got TV, we got writing, we got running the show, we got bags. Where did you see financial wins? And you don't have to get specifically into the numbers, but when you saw,
if you don't want to,
if you don't want to,
I did that.
Touring, you was touring with, you guys have both headlined comedy clubs for years. Where did you see big money from? Where did you see substantial? Oh, I'm moving stuff around. You know, I can support my family differently. Things are good.
I would say, I mean, I'm honestly, when you say, you know, we make money, but the money is doing Phat Tuesdays. That was the most.
More than TV and film?
Yeah. That
was are you talking about
as a
the
producer,
documentary?
Creator,
You're not talking about early.
No, not the night. I'm sorry. The documentary.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you for clarifying that. Yes, the documentary Phat Tuesdays.
Really?
Yeah, because I was executive producer. My archives.
Yep.
Yeah, I used that they and also as a you know, as the creator.
Wow.
And me, man, it was an accumulation of stuff. You know, because a lot of things that I did, it was never like the star of these things.
Same here,
but the things that I was a part of, they really did well. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't realize how much sometimes I was making until some of those huge residual checks came. And when those huge residual, it goes, God, thank God. You know, you always hear about that. You get a big check off of you know, something you did 20 years ago, and the checks keep coming. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I've had residual checks that are $1.32.
I got one for 3 cents the other day.
Yeah, but I've also got
2 cents.
But I've also
that too.
But I've also got residual checks to be $175,000 when I didn't respect it. $200,000, $40,000, $50,000. So it was never just one thing. Yeah, everything. I feel like everything paid me in its own way. You know, writing on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, okay, that was a great check. Money on the as a regular character on my first major TV show, you know, Jamie Foxx show, you know, regular check. But then you'll get something like, I'm not gonna lie to you, a movie that I so-called was a star in, but then I get a movie that I was cut out of, and the check be 9 times more. Like, for example.
Wait a minute, really?
Nigga, when I tell you, like for example,
I got cut out of a movie and I don't get no residuals from that fucking
Well, you ready for this? I'm not gonna tell a long story because I know you gotta hurry.
That man shit.
But take like something like Players Club. It was, you know, hey, it's a hood classic, but it was a real movie.
Right.
Got some good money. But nigga, I got cut out of Castaway. One of the biggest movies of all time. You know how crushed I was when I got cut 2 weeks before the premiere. I'm up here.
Were you
I started a website with me, Helen Hunt, and Tom Hanks.
And a volleyball.
Wilson. No, literally, a lot of people don't know this. I was the manager, I was the fleet manager at FedEx before the plane took off. Wow. I thought my life was going to change.
Man.
No more black movies for me, nigga. I got a picture of me, Helen Hunt, and Tom Hanks as the fleet manager. I got cut out the movie. But long story short,
the check was
biggest residuals I've ever had in my life. And I'm not even gonna talk about that one because I would have loved to be in the movie, dude.
Same here.
I got a suit made for the premiere. Okay? Not only that, but I would have been looked at different. Now when I'm at these country clubs, these white countries, they would have been known who Alex Thomas was. No, it just was more of the black things. I not knocking the black things, because guess what? God bless him with that. Is that my family was able to eat, and it was great notoriety for me. But that white money, that Castaway movie, I could be like, I don't gotta work again. But you know what I'm saying? So
I got cut out of Stuck on You.
Oh wow.
Greg Kinnear and Matt Damon.
Wow. Yeah.
And I was like, man, this is good. I mean, this is after American Shreks and Pearl Harbor and all the other stuff. It was just, you know, big fan of Matt Damon because, you know, I'm a boring guy, Jason Bourne guy. But anyway, I got cut out and I get no residuals from that.
I think what happened was I had to find out through the grapevine because I didn't know until the checks started coming. It's like if you get cut out like on the 3rd cut, almost like say the movie's coming out June 1st. It's almost like with an album, right? You had 22 songs, but Virgin wants you to only do, or Interscope said you can only fit 16 on that.
And they've been fighting for it, and it's like,
they've been fighting for it, and like, dude, but those other ones are bangers.
I've heard someone else say that though. What you're saying, I heard somebody was in an animated film or something, and they got cut out, and they still get residuals.
I think it was because whatever the technical word for last minute. Like when I say last minute, I guess the final cut before they were about to go to print, my scene got cut out.
No, let me tell you why I got cut out.
That's why you got to still
I play a street hustler right on Hollywood Boulevard. And Greg Kinnear and Matt Damon are stuck on you. They're Siamese twins stuck together. I come up and hustle them, right? Funny scene. I'm ad-libbing. We made it great funny, right? Wardrobe put me in a Lakers jersey, a Shaq jersey, a Lakers jersey, and they did not clear it with the NBA.
Can't clear it.
So when you're doing a negative character, you can't have recognizable stuff on it. You have to clear it. Copyright, right? Yeah. And I'm like, and like we both know Jeannie Buzz. If I'd have known that, I'd have called Jeannie. Jeannie, clear this, please.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
So, but they didn't clear with the NBA.
If their star had the Laker jersey on, they would have had to keep it.
Right, exactly. And I was only in. It's like one scene, two-parter.
Damn.
But the thing about it is, and I ad lib. I was a.
He was on fire. He was on fire.
And the thing about it is I have the scene because it's on the DVD in the deleted scenes. So I can show it to you, but it's on my reel because it's Greg Kinnear. It's a character I hadn't played, so it's part of my acting reel because it was there. But here's one thing that was fucked up about it. I'm watching TV one day, my back is to the TV, the trailer runs. I hear my voice. Boom, I look. I'm there, but my jersey is CGI'd out. It's blacked out, and it looked weird.
So why couldn't they just do that for the whole damn movie?
They could do it for the trailer, but it would look weird for the whole scene. And when you see the scene, you'll see why.
That's like halfway doing it.
Right. So, and I'm like, I heard my voice, and I'm like, that's me.
That's crazy.
And then the jersey's black. I'm like, okay, well maybe they'll do it for the whole movie.
Today they could have done it with the AI stuff.
Why does the jersey say Crenshaw high?
Any last questions?
One last thing, and it just thinking about this for a moment, but you guys are doing really great, and I know you guys
have to edit this.
No,
how y'all gonna do this?
No, we gonna cut it down to
podcast.
What I'm saying, this is such
part
great
one, part
shit.
two.
Like I'm gonna really go back. All this shit that we talked about before you so-called introduced me.
Yeah, I know.
Please don't say you're cutting all that.
Oh, no, we keeping that.
That was some great stuff. You know how it is with four comics sitting together, dying to speak.
I'm gonna let you know, I didn't tell them this, but I already knew this was gonna be I already knew this was gonna be a 2-hour episode, and I already knew this was gonna probably be like 10, 12 clips because I already knew the stories and stuff like that y'all had to drop. But that's why we wanted to do this episode.
Also, some of it just, like you said, some of it, at least for me, I know probably for them, is friends and it's catching up. And it's all like, it's all that.
And the parts you had to cut out the podcast, use for just clips.
You know
what I'm saying?
We gonna clip this up.
Really by yourself? Like you don't have an assistant?
It's an engineer back there. Aaron, Aaron back there.
This is dope, by the way. Shout out.
Because what I want to do, I'm just throwing this out. I always do this every time.
Yeah.
When you so-called say it's over, we cut, whatever. I want him to come out. And what I do is I'm gonna have him take 3 or 4 shots of us like we were in that, like somebody
and
said something.
This is when people stop listening to the. We got you. We got.
Oh yeah, you talking about like the BTS?
BTS. We got.
I want to get a picture like as a teaser.
Oh, we got it. We got it.
Yeah, as a teacher, be like, nigga. Off the picture, people go, nigga, it looked like y'all had a ball.
We got it.
We got it.
But shout out to y'all, man, for doing this, man. I love seeing.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you, bro.
This,
but we'll try to get the last question.
Yes, the last question. The last question is, if everything and everyone you lost was in a box, what would you search for first?
Say that question one more time.
If everything you had lost, and that would include people, whatever that may be, if it was in a box, what would you search for first?
Man, can it be a person?
Sure.
Be my mama. Mm-hmm. Mama, my prayer warrior. My dad was great too. Don't get it twisted. They were together 53 years. But my mama, mamas are different. Mamas are different. It'd be my mom.
That's not an easy I know it's gonna sound crazy. I know it sounds like a game show, but could you use that in a sentence? Say the question one more time.
Like spelling bee.
Right.
If
he
everything
said one, but my answer is gonna be different if that's okay.
No, it's for sure. Just whatever you may have lost, whatever you may have lost in your life. If it was all in a box, what would you search for first?
It has to be something that you actually lost already.
Something, someone, whatever it is. What would you search for first? Family, job, career.
I'm not gonna lie.
Virginity.
Yes. My childhood.
Wow.
My childhood, man.
You need some counseling?
No. It just make me really think about that.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes you turn back. What if it was different? Where would I have been? I don't know if anybody else has ever thought like that.
Right.
Yeah.
If the shoe was on the other foot, different. The shoe was on the other foot. If my circumstances were different, like wow, like that's what I'd like to. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Absolutely.
If she was on the other foot, you'd be on the spectrum, nigga.
Yeah. You can't say nothing around me.
My childhood, it's gone. It's done. Like you got, wow, I wish I could do this different. I wish I could do that different. But then again, everybody's got a different route.
And you got where you are is because that journey.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't change any of the past.
Right. This game is keep 3, kill 5.
Oh. God,
so I'm gonna randomly give you a topic.
Keep 3.
I'm gonna name these things off blindly. So if you think it's great, you got to hold on to it because you only get to keep 3. You don't
have to keep it to ourselves.
No, I'm saying it's so there's gonna be like it's almost like doing a top 5 list, but you're only doing 3.
Right.
But you don't know what's coming.
Got it.
Start with him.
So you just
okay.
I'll start.
Right. Together, we gotta roll.
Alice went to LA Unified School.
I mean, these are fast though. So you just keep it.
The batteries are about to run out on the camera.
All right. So I got one for both of y'all, but it's just keep or kill. Okay. So for Guy, I got top 5. I got 3. You keep 3 of these Lakers. You cutting 5 of them.
Oh man, you know,
ready?
I'm a Laker fan too. That hurt.
I'm the biggest Laker fan.
Yeah.
No, I'm big.
People born and raised in this shit.
I don't care. I was in St. Louis watching.
Hey. You flew here. I grew here. Next one.
I got for you. For you, I got
purple. And I'm wearing purple and gold.
For you, I got West Coast songs.
Okay, go.
All right. Yeah. So let's go Lakers. Derek Fisher, keep or cut or keep or kill.
Oh man. Keep.
You know, remember, you don't know who coming next.
I know.
Okay, you get to keep 3.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
3. But is it gonna be a starting 5?
No, it's only gonna be 3.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
James Worthy.
Kill.
Okay. Jerry West.
Kill.
All right. Robert Horry.
Kill.
Kobe.
Keep.
Luka.
Kill.
Magic.
Keep.
Woo.
There we go.
Woo.
The last one was
good job.
So you kept Derek Fisher.
Yes.
You cut James Worthy. You cut you killed Jerry West. You killed Robert Horry. You kept Kobe. You kept
Magic.
You kept Magic. You cut Luka. And the last one that you would have ended up keeping if you didn't was Samaki Walker. So good job.
And let me tell you why I kept. And let me tell you why I kept.
Samaki popcorn while he played on the Lakers.
Let me tell you real quick why I kept Fisher. I kept Fisher because Fisher was the glue that kept that team together.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
He was the glue.
Let's not forget about the shops from Big Shop Bob, but
I know. That's why I paused.
That's why I paused.
That's why I paused.
All right.
But I knew you had. I thought you were gonna come with Shaq or Kareem somewhere in there. But
That's why it's all over the place.
No.
So it might be so. I'm
funny. I gotta give.
I'm a Laker fan. I know. Come on, bro.
Okay.
Ain't no
almost said
Missouri. I'm a
Kareem
Kareem Rush fan.
You have to really be a Laker fan. When he just said Kareem Rush or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That's pretty good. Okay, I know. Hey, Kareem Rush. I got
you. LA in the building.
Clever comedy.
Come on, man. All right, so these are West Coast songs. Ambitions as a Rider.
Kill.
Okay. Kendrick, all right.
Keep. Okay, kill or what?
Kill means you're getting rid of it. Keeping means you.
I did say keep.
Yeah.
I said keep.
Yes. You said keep for Kendrick. All right. Yeah. Explosive.
Kill.
Regulators.
Oh.
Keep.
Gin and juice.
Oh, you gotta keep that.
So that's your 3. So you kept.
No, you can keep going, but hey man.
Yeah. So you killed Ambitions as a Rider. You kept Kendrick, all right. You killed Explosive. You kept Regulators. You kept
Orange.
Gin and Juice, and you kept
Warren G.
And Regulators.
Yeah.
But if that don't say West Coast, those three.
It don't. Yeah, you killed.
That's not
so the ones that was left that are officially killed are This Is How We Do It. Drop it.
Oh man.
Drop It Like It's Hot and Afro Puffs.
Nah, you won.
I'm about to say, both of y'all appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Hey man, thank y'all for pulling up, man. We had two legends up in here today, man. Appreciate the game, the stories. Let people know where they can find y'all at, y'all social medias.
Hey, and I have fun.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Man. It's supposed to be, man.
I don't know if it has to do because we know you niggas.
Probably.
And fans.
And we
We're
like
fans
you guys.
too, though.
Yeah, you know what I
I know a
mean?
lot of people, but I ain't
Treat
fans of a lot of
everybody
people.
well. When you go back to the golf course, tell them it's good time.
Absolutely. It's
Look,
good
look, look.
spirits.
That's right, yeah, tell Marlon,
Tell Chris, tell
Spencer,
Joe,
Tell
because here's what
Anthony.
happened. Yeah,
Anthony,
because
yeah.
we got sick of the idea of if you were promoting something or creating something, you had to go to the Breakfast Club, you got to go to Joe Budden, you got to go to 85 South, you got to go way over there to go promote. So that's what we build.
All of them great platforms.
All of them great platforms.
But
But goddamn, this LA, baby.
Come on, man. I get it.
Come on, man.
When I'm just curious because it's decided what I'm about to say. Editing, as far as this goes, is
BT
you guys
will
take a
be
week,
reviewing
you take
this
a month?
episode. I'm just letting you know right now. I said he,
Or I'm not.
he reviewing. No, he reviewing this goddamn episode. We take turns. Oh, you got it.
Let me know, because I do enjoy these.
Okay, well, good.
He too excited.
No, it's fine.
You look like a water boy on the left. No. But that little inside talk that I just had. What are you saying?
We watched the episodes afterwards just to
Individually on your own? Did you take your own notes?
We take turns just to make sure it's edited
Nobody
together.
missed anything?
And if we need to cut out anything, whatever the case is.
Or do you guys ever debate? Yo, you got to keep that shit in when he went.
We ain't never had a debate
No.
about it.
We kind of trust.
We trust.
Yeah, we trust each other.
Okay.
But just some of
Hilarious.
the, wow, that's amazing.
Send that to us.
When we get off of here, we gonna put these medals on, and you got to tell the Lakers story about the keeping the team together. But go ahead.
But just some of the episodes be longer than others.
This a long one.
This is a long one. How long was we in?
This 2 hours.
Yeah.
And you know,
we gotta go.
It take days to watch this
I be
thing.
reviewing clips. I do a lot of
That
stuff.
just lets you know it was a lot of great content here.
Absolutely,
today. And that's a good problem to have.
Oh, the clips gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
The clips gonna be amazing. Y'all
You guys put
socials.
visuals with the clips and all that?
Oh yeah, man. We be out, we killing it.
Okay.
We got
dope name.
We're doing very, very well.
Thank you.
Y'all need to do the Killin' It tour and sell them t-shirts.
That's what we go.
That's the first one. I didn't know that.
I see it. I see it.
I just made this.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming. We got the logo. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
But the plan is, anybody that stayed this long, you a real fan. The plan is to take this act on the road maybe next year.
Absolutely.
You know, just continue to build it.
Preferably next year.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't hope anything.
That's right.
Maybe.
That's right. It's gonna happen. Next year we gonna be touring, killing it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I can promise you it's gonna be something you ain't never experienced before.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's y'all socials?
Oh yeah. So what's the camera right here?
Yeah.
My Instagram, Funny Man Alex Thomas, all one word, Funny Man Alex Thomas. If you want to pick up some South Central Country Club merch, go to southcentralcountryclub.com or go to on Instagram at South Central Country Club.
Check out the Phat Tuesday documentary on Amazon Prime. You'll love it. Check me out, GuyTorry.com. And I have 5 websites, but just go to GuyTorry.com and you'll get to the other ones.
I have 17 websites. But
I'm a little narcissistic.
I've never heard somebody say that I have 11 websites.
I got 5.
The reason I ask you guys about editing is it coming are we talking 2 weeks a month? Because I got a big show coming up, so I'm like,
it'll be a while out.
It'll be a while out.
All right, well, May 9th, I'm at the upstairs in downtown LA. And
this is
at
coming
Netflix
out in 2029.
Netflix is a joke.
I have 11 dates in the next 3 weeks, and you guys will never hear about them.
But yeah, go see him. If you could go back in time,
May 9th.
They toured all over, man. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, man, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, man. Leave your favorite moments in the comment section. Tell your friends about the show, man. We've been your host, Justin Hyers.
London Brown.
BT Kingsley.
And this has been the one and only Guy Torry and Alex Thomas.
Yay!
We killing it.